Right, and of course Paul Carter's with us this afternoon. Great to have your company, Paul. How are we?
Thanks, Daryl. Yeah, feeling well and looking with anticipation to this game. I'd like to see Sale win, but I just don't think they're going to get over the line. I think it'll be Leongatha by about 18.
18 points. All right, Boxer, who wins?
I'm with Beast. It's one of those hard ones. I'll go Leongatha, 18 points.
I just did that.
Did you? I wasn't listening. No, I'll go Leongatha, 28 points then.
All right, 28. I'm going to go Leongatha by a point, believe it or not. It's going to be a thriller. It won't be Brad Desson kicking the goal. It will be Jack Ganane kicking the goal towards the end of the game. But this first quarter for Virtue Homes is about to get underway in the middle of the ground. Big Jack Leslie's in there with Big Benny Willis to start things off. And Shannon Lang, Hudson Holmes, the midfielder, will start in the middle. And, of course, McLaren, while for Leongatha, it's Drew, Bowman and Marriott. And the umpire says, let's get round 16 underway. And the first tap goes in the hands there of Holmes. He had a soccer off the ground and missed it. Big Leslie, Will, barrels one inside forward 50. Over the head there of the runner in Douse. Grabbing the though is Will Leslie. He's gone forward. He's a right footer, kicks around his body towards Hennis. Cade Maskell's there. He got tackled by the wing. And the umpire said, my ball, no prior opportunity. Beast, any matchups?
Already, Darryl, we can already see maybe the intent that Sale are going to go with. Egma Leslie Smith has just come straight off the line, trying to get to the contest. So they're going to want to push forward hard, I reckon, Sale.
All right, Willis with a big tap out, clears the area. Tainch was there, runs on it. Handball was partially smothered. Quick kick there by Stewart. Walker it was, sorry, and went down the line. And taking the mark across half-back is Freeman. Rolls to the right foot, goes inside forward 50. Maskell's in the front spot, and Johnson tried to spoil, couldn't do so. Maskell has it at half-back.
Yeah, great mark there by Maskell. He wheels around the left foot, just squares the ball inside, and he finds Walker. Goes inside to Drew. His long kick inside, looking for Ganane. He's going to jump and fly. Did fly to McGuinness was there too. But sweeping on the ball there then too was Jackson Harry for the first for the afternoon. And he's just offline. And a great little build up there by the Parrots.
Yeah, one behind 1 point. The first score has come at the 1 minute mark on the Virtue Home scoreboard. Leongatha leading by that margin.
I feel like we're going to see a lot of this today, guys, with especially the forward half of Leongatha with the names that we've spoken about. Ganane and Harry are going to get into it early.
Egma Leslie Smith. Beautiful kick, spotted up Hutchins. right in front of the pass players hill. Hutchins goes in the direction of Johnson, and he takes the mark and plays on quickly. That runner is, of course, McLaren. Gets to the wing area, open forward line, out the back. It's the Leslie brothers. Who will get it? Jack, neither of them. Great work by Sovereign. Tapped it towards Maskell at a full head of steam. It was Forrester in the end and got swung around in a tackle from Brad Desson, holding the footy. The umpire said directly in front.
Wonderful pressure. Brad Desson just picking up where he left off last week. No doubt he's got a bit of confidence up and a bit of wind up his sail. So he'll go back and he'll no doubt slot this as a big key forward, and he'll fist pump the air, just how we like to see the big forwards.
That was the definition of rag doll, wasn't it?
Yep.
Where he got flung like that.
Certainly was. Directly in front. The match winner from last week. This time a little bit easier. Directly in front from only about 35 metres out, and on its way over the goal umpire's head. No. Well, it was, but it was on the wrong side of the stick. It's a minor score.
One behind each, and we've played at 2.5 minutes. That's on the Virtue Home scoreboard.
So Maskell takes a little bit of time to get the footy back in.
It's been pushed a bit deeper, Maskell, today too. Might be a bit of a game set plan there from game set match from Sale.
Oh well. He plays on, comes to the grandstand side, does Maskell, and the left footer tries to chisel one towards Olden. Doesn't quite get over the top of the head there. Garner was at ground level. Forward handball was good to Olden. Here's a wobbly torpedo drop punt kick. Well, might just work. It bounced over the top. Toy Hall, it sat for him, then he left it behind. Gathered it. Handball missed the target of Hume. McLaren swooped on it and ran away from Hume. The handball was good to Will Leslie. And Leslie's kicked to half forward. Out in the front of spaces. Douse. It sits nicely for him. He turns around. He wants the right foot. Kick was smothered. Great work out there. And that was by Walker. He goes back on the right foot to find Hall on the outer wing.
Yeah, nice little build-up here by the Parrots. He just goes backwards, Hall. Just finds Maskell. Top of the arc, goes back inboard. They like to attack through the middle, don't they? Picked up there by Drew. He comes out wide to commentary side on his left foot. Goes to the 2-on-1, but it's a great kick and a great find. Then finds Travis Nash on the wing. He plays on, finds Forrester. The bounce wasn't kind for him, but he was good enough and had enough time to settle and go inside left foot. But they're intercepted there by Egg Smith. Right on the 50 arc, it is defensive 50. He slows it down a little bit too, Egg Smith. The umpire's telling him to play on. His left foot kicks out wide down the line. Not to anyone particularly. He was looking for Brad Desson. He had 2 to beat. And the ball goes out of bounds. Right in front of the commentary box. Right near the Leongatha coach's box as well.
He just positioned himself really well, Egg Smith there. It's almost like he knew where that ball was going to go. As a good half backup, not really playing on anybody. He just positioned himself perfectly for that.
5 minutes in, scores a level. Van der Plyt off the stoppage, got a boot to ball and kicked around the body. Harry in the front spot. Whitford was over the back. And Will Leslie, the ruckman, goes back to help out the defenders. Goes to Lang. Good spoil by Hume. Now they chase after again. Lang. Good shepherd by Leslie. Lang was able to get it. Now gives a handball to Will Leslie. He goes forward to Butcher. Butcher's step around Marriott and a little side step around Hume was good. And then the inboard kick was ambitious. Walker will take the mark of the Parrots. Give it to Maskell. Left foot kick. Inside forward 50. Olden out the back. Takes the mark. Experience goes to the fore there from Maskell and Olden. And Olden directly in front to get the first of the afternoon.
Forced a bit of a turnover there. Going inboard. Look, the kick was definitely there, but I just don't feel like there was a lot of intent there from, I think it was Paddy Tainch from Sale. He just sort of didn't really look like he wanted to be in that contest, and he just got bodied far too easy out of that.
So Cam Olden back from VFL duties from the Richmond VFL side. Directly in front. He knows where the goals are. Does not miss. Beautiful kick of the football. And the first goes to the Parrots.
Yeah, no, beautiful finish there, and that's why they bring the likes of Cam Olden in, and they've got these guys up their sleeve, Leongatha to use. Cam Olden, beautiful finish.
And that first goal has come at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter on the Virtue Home scoreboard. Leongatha 117, leading Sale 1 behind at 1 point.
So it's got a little bit more intent too, the Parrots as well. They're really attacking that corridor, and they're very prepared to just go through it and really attack the middle.
And they're obviously going to want to use CJ Maskell as well at half-back. You know, they're going to want to go through him across that half-back line because he's got superb left foot. He'll just punch it in and inboard every day, and they'll get a good run on here.
So we're right in true centre of the ground here as well too. So the conditions are perfect for everything right now. And it's Leslie and Willis. Willis gets the ball down, picked off there by Lang beautifully. Kicks it inside 50. Looking for Campbell. Couldn't mark. The ball comes to ground. Both him and his Leongatha opponent are fighting the ball out. Ball comes to ground. Maskell's there for Leongatha as well. I think the umpire's going to come in here. Actually, the umpire's going to call holding the ball. I can't really make out who it's against here.
I think it's going to go against Leongatha.
So it has.
Dragged it in.
And it's McLaren again. He's been in everything early as well. It was a really tough free kick to call. He kicks it inside looking for Brad Dessert.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, no, it's Jack Johnson. That's the coach. He storms out in a strong lead and marks in front of his eyes. So great little build-up there by the Maggies.
He worked really hard for that, John.
He did.
Too. I just watched his leading patterns there. He sort of ducked in and out, and then he just burst off and just led straight at him. And that kick had to hit him, and it did. So
and there was no double grasp at the mark too. So he's taken it with one hit. Good confidence builder as well. So on a 45-degree angle, the coach of Sale comes in for possibly the first one for the afternoon. He's really shanked it as well. And he's actually didn't even look like it as well. And another behind here to the Magpies.
Taking Sale to 2 behinds, 2 points on the Virtue Home scoreboard. They're 5 points in arrears of Leongatha with 117, 7.5 minutes played.
Of course, Maskell out of full back, and again Oldham with the strong hands above his head. Inboard kick, that's a better drop punt. Just overcooked it though. And going back there nicely was Whitford. He left it behind. Vanderplyt tapped it forward. Harry got on the end of this one, shuffled it to Burns. Burns had no one to give it to. Decides to go back inboard. Dangerous spot. There's Sale players everywhere. Egg Smith was one of those. Hamble though gives it straight back to Burns. Burns goes to Drew. Drew, well, just a wobbly one. Hutchins couldn't complete the mark though. Ganane was there, took on the tackler of Hutchins in a bit of strife. And we're going to ball up 49 metres out directly in front. Inside Leongatha's forward 50 though. We've travelled 8 minutes, 5 points is the margin. And Leslie tapped it to Willis, who then barrelled it to the top of the square, and Jonty McGuinness takes the mark, uncontested.
Yeah, good mark there by McGuinness. His kick's not as great though. Tainch is there for Sale. Ball comes to ground. Picked off there by, now Jack Johnson's found his way all the way down in his defensive 50. His handball wasn't good, looking for Tainch.
Free kick.
He's got a free kick.
Yep.
So it was a late tackle there as well. And that was from Travis Nash. Kick down the line. Great kick to McLaren. He's been at everything so far this afternoon. Goes inboard. His kick's sharp. Looking for Will Leslie. He marks on his chest. So we're still about 70 metres out from the Sale goal. He goes inside 50 looking for Brad Dessert. 2-on-1 to beat. Gets his big body in front but couldn't mark. Ball comes to ground. Ball there was smothered. Picked off there by Nash. Maskell, handball backwards. The kick wasn't great, but it's going to be fortunate because right now, Ty Hall has marked on his chest. Just inside his defensive 50. Goes down the line. Looking for Ganane. They all jump. Garnham jumped too. He marked after 2 grabs in front of McGuinness.
2-on-1 in the forward line, and they get towards the boundary line, which now is a good kick in the end. It's 1-on-1. Harry couldn't get it though. Whitford was there, dives on the footy, does Harry, then got tackled. Burns just tapped it forward. He's got Holmes for company, and now he keeps his feet. Great work by Jesse Burns. Can he get it again? No. Freeman came the other direction. Give a handball off to Hutchins. He's barrelled one along the ground, and Stewart won't be able to keep it in because Leslie just shoved him over the boundary line.
You can see Egg Smith. I've called his name a couple of times. He's definitely trying to play loose. It looks like Jack Ganane is just going to try and sneak up and close that gap on him. But if you're going to play spare as a halfback, you've really got to make sure you impact the contest. He just stood at that contest and just let the Leongatha players run away.
First quarter all thanks to Virtue Homes. 5 points is the margin. Burns gives it back to Hall from that stoppage. Goes around the body inside forward 50. Just bounces over the top of Olden's head. And then Garnham socketed it off the ground. They got numbers there. Garnham had to become the tackler, and he did so on his opponent there in Kai McDonald. We've got a stoppage outside Leongatha's forward 50 at the moment. It's been a free-flowing affair so far in the opening 10.5 minutes of the first quarter. Stewart with the tap down. Out in front there was Marriott. Egg Smith came the other way. Nicely done. Tried to get over the top to McDonald. Elgar came the other direction, lost his footing. And we'll have a ball up. We'll get some key scores for you around the grounds throughout the afternoon. A couple of AFL games happening as well. Of course, Scott Pendlebury plays his 400th game of AFL football tonight. A Sale's very own Scotty Pendlebury. Well done to him and his family, of course. And the Magpies certainly proud of his efforts. 11-minute mark, first quarter. It sits at 5.
Still on the far side here. So the ball up. It's Leslie. Gets the ball to Grandin. Lang. Handball back to Hennis. Hennis handball really to nobody. Kick off the ground just to push it forward there by Sale. Ball comes out wide. Picked off there by Alga. And it might have been Little John. My apologies there. But the ball goes out of bounds. And I didn't pick up it was on the full or it's out of bounds.
Might have been out before he kicked the boxer.
So it's going to come back here for a throw-in. Far wing here. So Sale still down by 5 points here, been playing 12 minutes here in the first quarter. So it's Stewart and Leslie. Leslie gets it down to Lang again. We're going to call that all afternoon. He gets the handball out to Campbell. His handball was good. Back to Lang. Back to Lang again. He's had 3 handballs. Keep going, fella. Keep going. Oh, and the kick was errant by Jones. The ball comes to ground. Handball comes out there by Byron. Ball comes to ground. Then we've got Leslie. That's Jack. Gets a long handball out. Looking for Campbell. He gets the pick up on one hand.
Beautiful.
Kicks it outside 50. This could be the opener. And it's not. It just pushes it to the left. And we've got another behind here.
Sale now 3 behind 3 points on the Virtue Home scoreboard, trailing Leongatha, who are 117, 12 minutes played, first quarter.
Oh, Maskell's kick went straight down the throat of Hutchins. And the defender, well, he's too far out to score. He's going to kick it to the point of the square, to the pocket. No one leads in that direction. It's going to be out of bounds. Johnson points to where he wanted it.
I think he just got a little bit excited, Hutchins, there, because he did have a couple options on. Johnson's almost throwing his hands up in the air to say, what are you doing? Because there was a lead that just went nicely into the pocket right in front of him and he sprayed it.
So boundary throw in. Johnson took the ruck duty. Stewart took it out of the ruck, got tackled, got handball out to Forrester, kicks around his body. Jack Leslie can't complete the mark. Hall in the right spot in the front spot. He handle over the top to Harry, and he can go. He has one bounce, but he left the footy behind. He gathers it again, turns around, inboard kick to Burns as a ripper, and a one-hander was even better. He runs to 40. He takes a bounce, steps around one, and then puts it through the behinds. And it's a Zambrero behind of the day. It's a minor score to Jesse Burns, Leongatha.
1-2-8, 5 points ahead of Sale, 3 behind 3 points, Virtue Home scoreboard.
That had Zambrero written all over it, didn't it? Freeman has the kick out duties this afternoon, gets a long kick in. He was looking for Leslie, couldn't mark, could have been a free kick as well. McLaren's there, he's been tackled, it could be holding the ball than it is. And that was Vanderplight's great tackle as well. McLaren was off, but Vanderplight was good enough to get his kick inside beautiful to a great lead to Garnham. 2 Sale players collided as well. Johnny McGuinness.
And Byron.
Yep. So Byron looks like he's come off second best on this one as well. McGuinness is still on his knees. But it was a beautiful kick in, and Garnham's lead was just as good. And it was in a perfect spot too. He's right dead in front. 25 metres out.
Nearly exact spot as where Olden kicked it from. The opener.
So for the second goal of the afternoon for the Parrots, it's Garnham. Comes in, beautiful like style as well. Kicks it straight over the goal umpire's head. Actually kicks it out to the main street. So if the little kids are listening, jump the fence quickly because you get yourself a free footy. But there's another goal to the Parrots.
Leongatha are now 2-2-14 at the 14-minute mark of the first quarter, leading by 11 points over Sale, 3 behind 3 points, all on the Virtue Home scoreboard.
And we can already see, for those who can't see the game today, it's very, very fast pace. Neither side look like they're trying to slow down, and it's going to be interesting to see which team can just hold up with this, because Leongatha have got a few potentially coming back in that might be underdone. So whether Sale are trying to maybe outrun them, we look at Shannon Lang going through the middle like he did before. But that's just a superb finish by Garnham. The 2 big goal kickers for Leongatha on the board.
So Stewart goes up against Leslie and decides just to leave it to Leslie, but he roved it beautifully, did Stewart, to Marriott, who got tackled by Hennis, somehow got a handball away. Tainch on the outer wing with Hall. They both go to ground. The umpire said, let's ball it up. Of course, our goal of the day this afternoon, all thanks to Zambreros, turn up the heat with the new spicy range. Leslie again taps it down to McLaren, got tackled strongly by Marriott. And we'll have another stoppage.
It looks to like Will Littlejohn's gone to Egmalisi Smith. It looks like maybe in a bit of a tagging role, guys.
Leslie with a one little tap out. Bowman was there to win it. Goes back by hand to Elgar. Left foot kick usually good. On the toes there of Olden. Great pick up at ground level. Shrugged the tackle. Handball to back to Elgar, who ran onto it and then just slipped over. Lang's working hard and kept his feet. Gives a handball off to the runner in Whitford. Gathers it. Kicks a wobbly one around the body. Gains a little bit of distance. Maskell in the front spot. Brought it down to front and square. Bowman with a don't argue. Did well. The left foot kick goes straight up and down. Might not stay in the field of play. Harry tried to take the hanger, but it was out of bounds. And the free kick will go Sale's way. Jared Freeman. And Freeman right in front of the scoreboard here at Sale. They are kicking towards the hospital end of the ground. His side trail by 11 points at the moment.
I feel like they're going to have to just come down the line here, Darryl, because the switch is not really on. The way Leongatha is set up in their forward 50, they're going to force them down the line.
And they did. Freeman, he goes in short, finds McLaren. McLaren just pushes the ball out wide. Langs finds himself on his own. The kick was good. Just held up there by Stewart. It's in the hands of the young little champion of Lang. Comes out, plays on, gets around one, kicks down the line, a great kick two, looking for Leslie. The kick actually found touch, and a good touch as well, right in front of the Leongatha coaches' boxes. So we've got another throw in here as well. Well, both sides are really pushing the rotations at the minute. So Ben Willis, who come back on the ground and found himself forward, is back in the ruck now with Leslie. No one actually got the tap out. Holmes gets the handball out, looking for Lang. Lang taps the ball on beautifully to McLaren. The umpires found a free kick. Could be going to Hudson Holmes.
Yeah, a little tap in
I
the
don't
guts,
understand why the umpires did call that. They had full advantage then too, Sal. So one of these little hold-ups can really be detrimental to that momentum build as well, because they did have it, didn't they, Scud?
Well, they did. Holmes is still down too, so he took a fair while to get up. Of course, the midfielder that Holmes is now these days. He plays on McLaren. He's going to be pushed onto his left foot. It's a great kick inside 50. Big pack there as well. Maskill couldn't mark. He found himself in the front. Now he gets the kick, even though it was a chop-out kick. Lang picks the ball up with one kick, goes inside and kicks the... Oh, and he's missed as well. Wow.
He's getting us all excited. As we say that, Hudson Holmes is coming off the ground too, team.
Yeah, he's sucking them in. I think he's just got a whack in the guts. I'll go, Paul. Sorry, mate.
10-point margin in Leongatha's favour at the 18-minute mark of the first quarter.
Oh, the kick in again. Maskill comes to the near side. They want to move it quickly, but Sale got numbers. McLaren gave it to Byron, quickly wrapped up, picked off now by Hume. He coughed up the handball as well. McDonald gave it to Whitford. The Whitford kick was smothered by Marriott. Igmalesi Smith handball out to Byron. Gives it to Dowse. They go backwards, the Magpies. Back there on this occasion is Hurley. The left foot wobbly kick towards touch. Can't keep it in. They do. Hennis, good handball inboard. Johnson was there. Elga's there with company as well. Johnson goes to his knees. Forward handball. Brad Descent will attack this with pace. Tapped it towards Campbell. Goes through his legs and tackled quickly from Jay Walker of the Parrots.
The intent of that little tap on in both bits of that play were definitely there, but just not executing them probably as well as they'd like, Sale.
Sale have had a bit of inside forward 50. Haven't capitalised so far. They've kicked four behinds as Darcy Hume's outlet kick. Couldn't find Stewart. They're going to go forward again to the Magpies. Whitford gave a handball to McDonald, who got crushed by Hume. Leongatha had some numbers, couldn't keep it in the field of play though. And we've just ticked over 19 minutes. Inside 50's Paul Carter.
9 apiece.
And the score reads, Sale 4 behind, Leongatha 2-2.
We're just going to go back to that call before with the umpire not allowing the advantage. The idea of the game is to get it free flowing in it and try to minimise stopping the game. So he could have called advantage there. It's really taken the sting out of it a little bit.
Lang, handball was chopped off then too by young Walker. Walker's kick wasn't great. Harry was in front. Couldn't mark. McInnes was good there for Sale. Gets the handball to Igmalesi Smith. Wheels around on that beautiful left foot. It was beautiful as well. Perfectly. Lang plays on immediately to a great lead.
Kick.
Great kick.
Beautiful.
And that's the movement we want to see from Sale as well, because we've seen it done quite a number of times now by Leongatha going forward themselves. Now Lang had that opportunity. That kick was incredible, wasn't it?
Both of them.
Absolutely superb. Yeah, and I feel like that is the type of style of play that Sale are going to be able to beat Leongatha today. Trying to open them up, slicing them up through the middle like that. That's just superb bit of play by the Sale side.
So, Descent for the first of the afternoon for the Magpies. It's taken them 20 minutes to get to this point of the game. The kick is good, but it's not good enough.
Wow.
We find ourselves with another point to the Sale side.
These are big moments. All thanks to the Moore Bowling Club this afternoon for a limited time. The 6-tap Bilson's Twister. And you're playing against the top side and you kick 5 points in the opening quarter.
It's a 9-point lead to Leongatha.
So Maskill comes on again to the near side. It's a continuing theme. Harry will fly, can't complete the mark. Handball backwards was from McDonald. Tried to get it to Hurley. He tried to crash through a couple of tacklers. And we'll have a ball up right in front of us to the grandstand here at Sale. The Parrots kicking towards the RAF base end of the ground. The Magpies kicking towards the hospital end of the ground. No breeze to speak of, just a slight one across the ground, but not affecting kicking. But Sale managed 5 points. Littlejohn from the stoppage. Harry, he's exciting. You love watching him play. Harry, he's going to roll and play on quickly. It's a shallow kick. Ganane couldn't complete the mark. Front and square there, Walker. He blind turned nobody and then kicks on the outside of the boot with a Zambrero. Goal of the day, absolute cracker. Jay Walker, if you don't mind, puts his contender in nice and early. 21.5-minute mark, first quarter. Zambrero might be coming your way, Jay.
That is just an absolutely, skillful bit of play there. It's what you want to see out of your small forwards. Be able to rove a pack like that, bust out of it, snap on the, he actually bananaed it, didn't he? Boxed
in the end, he did. It was an inside check kick.
That was a really, really good finish.
And it takes Leongatha to a 15-point lead at this 22-minute mark on the Virtue Home scoreboard. 5 scoring shots apiece, but Leongatha are 3 goals too, and Sale are 5 behinds.
Hudson Holmes just coming back onto the ground. He's not moving all that flash, guys. He's a little bit sheepish, and he's just going to plonk himself down forward. So not in the midfield.
So there you go.
Yes, of course, he reached out to us during the week, wanted to let us know that he was definitely a midfielder. That kick goes in his direction now. He just got shoved off the footy by Hume. Handball out wide towards Maskell. Hennis with a strong tackle as Maskell slid to ground. Stoppage top of the 50.
Gee, I feel like we haven't called Hennis this afternoon very often.
2 handballs.
And that's all he has. So he's been forward. He has. So Leslie and Willis. Willis gets the big punch forward. There was Holmes now. Marriott, the ball, comes through, runs over the ball. Ball comes out long. Little John overran it, but Drew got the overlap handball, kicks inside 50. Jackson Harry's going to run onto this. It was a great kick. He handball straight away onto Garnham. It wasn't probably the ideal handball, but they've got enough numbers there to finish it off. And there's another goal there too to Cam Olden, his second for the afternoon.
And that overlap handball we just see out of that bit of play, that's something you would see at a much higher level. Although the Gippsland League is a great standard of footy, but that's something they overlap you'd be getting taught at the AFL, VFL sort of level. So that was really, really nice bit of play by Leongatha, and that is why they are the standout of the comp. And
they are leading by 21 points at this stage of the first quarter, 23 minutes in, 4-2-26 to 5 behind 5 points. Virtue Home scoreboard.
You've got to take your moments when they come, and the tail of the tape at the moment is all on the scoreboard. 5 behind to the Magpies, 2-2. 4 goals 2. Scoreboard just taking a little bit of time to update there. 4 goals 2, that is. So take your moments as they come. They are big moments, all thanks to the Moore Bowling Club. As this first quarter goes back to the middle, Leslie tapped it down again. Vanderpleit was there. Bowman picked it up off the deck, though. Off half back was Hume. Outside of the right boot it goes. Olden with pure strength again takes the mark. He's just having a bit of an afternoon, is Cam Olden. He's too far out to score, you'd think. Man on the mark's at 48 metres. Although with this new stand rule, Olden might run around and get to the top of the 50, and that won't be beyond him.
He kicks this goal, Darryl.
He comes in from 51 metres, unloads, and Beast said he kicks this goal. Daniel Hutchison, look into the future, my son. What a great call, the Beast. Cam Olden's got 3 in the first quarter, if you don't mind.
And that is how,
stop pumping his tyres up. Anyone could have picked it.
That is how you special comment Nick Lucchino, okay? Sit back and you watch.
And that goal from the 50-metre mark takes Leongatha out now to a 27-point lead. And we're 24.5 minutes into the first quarter. 5-2-32. Leongatha, 5 behind 5 points. Sale. That's all on the Virtue Home scoreboard.
Yeah, we're back in the middle of the ground, but you could have picked that like picking your nose, Hutchie. So it's pretty easy, especially with a nose like mine. It's Leslie and Willis. Willis gets a tap out, goes forward again. Drew's there, tries to bully his way through, but Lang from Sale overruns it. Vanderpleit's there. Leslie gets the pick-up handball. Picked off there now too by Bowman with his left foot. Goes inside, a beautiful kick.
Oh, no.
Jeez, they're doing this on their heads at the moment. Jackson Harry in front and are really setting the sword right now to Sale.
Absolute training drill that was, wasn't it?
That was perfect too. And I think what happens is too, when they come through and bullock through, and Bowman's a big body player as well, they just open that space up, and all of a sudden they put the Sale defenders in a little bit of strife there too, because they're caught flat-footed as well. So Harry, he's been in a lot of contests so far this afternoon, comes in directly in front, 40 metres out. His kick's not great, but it might carry enough to go through. It won't. And the last line of defence, we've got a punch through there by Freeman, and we've got another behind.
Taking it to a 28-point lead. That's Leongatha 5-3-33, leading Sale 5 behind 5 points.
And there wasn't anything special about the build-up. It was just probably Sale's inability to probably match up and man up around the stoppage you just can't allow Leongatha to be running free like that with the amount of skill they have in their side.
Daniel Hutchinson's here this afternoon, all thanks to Carpet Country. That kick goes straight down the middle of the ground here at the Sale Main Oval. Lang tries to get it in the middle. He does. Handballs outwards towards Leslie. His kick didn't go too far. Got it towards Will, though. That's Will Leslie. His kick goes towards the boundary line on the outer side. Dowser's got 2 to beat. Can he keep it in? Well, he can keep it in, but he can't beat the 2. And Maskell chisels one into Kim Drew. And this has been the difference. The ball use from the Parrots are being on song this afternoon. Forrester's kick hit Hume. Although Hume couldn't complete the mark, he just slipped at the crucial stage. The Magpies do well to stop that forward thrust. We're going to ball up right in the forward of centre for the Magpies, inside the centre square. Margin sits at 28 points. And we have travelled 26 minutes into the first quarter. We've got a secondary stoppage.
We've got Hudson Holmes has just plonked himself spare across half back. So he was involved in that touch on the line before, and he was really slow to get up again.
All right, Willis with a tap down. Leslie, though, roved it. Kick goes straight up and down. Tainch comes the other direction. Vanderplyte fights with him. Willis just ripped Tainch off the footy. And again, we'll have a stoppage. Ganane on the bottom of that pack. Long way from the goals. Hudson Holmes, the midfielder, of course. I might mention that 150 times this afternoon. Willis taps it out. And then Hume off the back. The pack couldn't go anywhere. And holding the footy as he tried to take a couple of steps through that stoppage. Free kick Sale goes McLaren's way.
I reckon you're already at 80, Scud. I reckon you've already said that 80 times.
Have I said that he reached out to the Gippsland Live socials?
Yeah, he did mention it a couple of times.
Just wanted to let everybody know that he's a midfielder now, as McLaren took on the man on the mark. 48 metres. Is this the first Magpies goal? No, it's not. It might even be marked.
Yeah,
Will Leslie.
Yep.
So they're going to pay the mark on the last line. The man on the... Well, are they? The umpire wants the footy. And he's going to have a chat to the goal umpire. Leslie doesn't want to give it up at the moment. Now he gives it to him. And he says to the goal umpire, was it marked in the field of play? And the umpire said, yeah, I think it was.
So let him just make the call.
No, he didn't. He didn't. Exactly right. The umpire actually put his hands behind his back as soon as Leslie marked the ball, so he knew it was a mark.
So Leslie with the kick. Shot on goal. 28 and a half minutes gone first quarter. Very, very tight angle to say the least. There'll be no daylight. He'll have to run around. He wants to kick it on the left and bend it through.
He kicks this, Darryl. I'm calling it.
They've kicked 5 behind. And Beast, it got touched from the man on the mark.
But it went through.
It did go through. It got touched from the man on the mark. I'll give you that one as well, Beast.
Sale now 6 behind 6 points, trailing Leongatha by 27 points. The Parrots at 5-3-33.
Kick in from Maskell finds Hume. So he's in his back pocket. He's going to push it out wide, and he does. Just all this little chip kick didn't work well. So it has. The ball comes inside. Marked there by Ty Hall. So they're happy to just have control of the footy. Handballs back to Maskell. Why wouldn't you? Beautiful left foot kick down the line. Harry's there. Holden's there. Garnham. Perfect spot as well because it fell into his lap. Plays on immediately. This is what they like to do, Leongatha. Kick the ball inside 50, but the mark was great.
Well done, Freeman.
Freeman positioned himself well. Gets the handball into the hands of Egg Smith. His kick inside. It was a beautiful kick, wasn't it? Finds McLaren. He's had a lot of the footy in this first quarter. Weighs up his options. He's going to go back to Tainch. So prepared to settle it down a little bit here. They're still looking for their first goal, Sale. So he chips it to Lang.
They're just going to have to try and hold possession here. Late in the quarter, they can't afford to give up another one. And let them go.
So siren sounds, and, well, they had enough inside 50s. Paul Carter, what do they have before we go to the break?
Sale had 12, Leongatha 14.
Well, there it is. The score, though, it is Sale 6 behind. They are trailing Leongatha 5-3-33. The margin 27 points at quarter time. The Parrots have landed at the nest. And they are taking over at the moment in that first quarter. It is Gippsland Live on TRFM across Gippsland and the Valley. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
Everybody's favourite time of the week, it's the Gippsland League Top 5. Coming in at number 1, Braden McCarry from Bairnsdale. Everybody says get front and centre. This is why. It falls. He finishes. A great goal. Number 2, Nicholas Argento here from Leongatha. Ball comes out of the back. He gets the hand pass. Boom. What a great goal. Number 3, Jared Blair here from Wonthaggi. This is just a solid effort. Just tapped it in front of him. Still tracking the footy. Finally got it. And then he gets the good bounce through the middle. Number 4, Hunter Tatiani here from Wonthaggi. Bit of handiwork from his team, but he had to do the hard bit and put it straight through the goals. Sammy Halliburton here from Terralgan, from distance, on the run. Oh yeah!
Hey! And it slid through. The Maroons are in front.
That's a contender.
21-minute mark, final quarter. Sam Halliburton's put it through from 50 with a skidder. That was Willis. They go forward again inside, but going back was Freeman. Couldn't complete the mark. Harry was there. Hambled over the top to Ganane. And Ganane's right foot kicked directly in front.
Whoa.
17 seconds it took. And that's how you start. The Parrots are on fire.
Well, that was quick. That is not what Sale wanted to start this quarter. That was lightning quick for Leongatha.
6-3-39 we have the Leongatha score at. They are leading by 33 points over Sale, who is 6 behind 6 points. That's on the Maui Racing Club scoreboard.
I suppose a clear message at half-time from Jack Johnson would have been, do what Leongatha are doing when the ball goes inside 50, because they've been so much cleaner. They'll be talking about the goals they could have had. Brad Desson had those 2 misses. Will Leslie had that miss as well. They'll be ruining them all afternoon, and it's taken them 17 seconds to get another goal scored against them.
And I'm sure he will tell them that at half-time. It was just quarter-time box.
Did I say half-time? Did I? Yeah, I did. It's okay.
That's all right.
I just get ahead of myself. Thanks for me in the future reference for that too. Willis gets the ball down, comes to the ground, he gets his own tap down. Taint is there for Sale. His handball was blocked as well. Leslie, Jack that is, gets the handball over the top to Hudson Holmes. Overruns it now, was good enough to get the ball forward. Dows's tap was absolutely beautiful. Holmes picks the ball up, goes for goals. His kick wasn't great, and it goes offline, but it was a good build-up there by Sale. Great play there by Dowse, but only for the behind.
Sale now 7 behind 7 points to Leongatha 6-3-39 Maui Racing Club scoreboard.
Maskell down the middle again. Big spoil by Hutchins. Lang with a forward handball to Johnson. Gives it to Will Leslie. Little scrubby little kick goes inside. Forrester will pick it off. Kick around his body. Bowman will stand and wait. And
Good mark.
solid under the pressure from Hutchins. Inboard 45 kick to Marriott, who has been quiet this afternoon. His kick off the instep might be picked off, and it is through Hurley. Couldn't get a handball away. He's in trouble. He taps it out to the open space. Tainch had 1 go, 2 goes at it. Shuffled a handball back to big Jack Leslie, who has to get down and get low. And then taps it backwards. They're under siege of the Magpies. Igmalisi Smith left it behind. Burns said, I'll take it and give it to Garnham, and I'll deliver it beautifully to Harry. And Harry turned and had a look as well. There was nothing on. And Leongatha just so clinical in the clinches. Their pressure was good.
And maybe the message from Leongatha coach Trent McMicking was just to continue that pressure, keep applying the pressure, and they're probably going to crumble because they pushed them back about 25 metres in from their own half-forward line. They could not get a nice clean pick-up, and Leongatha just continued that pressure and get forward.
So Jackson Harry, 45 metres out, hard up on the boundary line. It is a beautiful kick, but just faded across the face of goal. And on the Maui Racing Club scoreboard, become a member today. Save on meals, drinks, and of course race day entry. The Maui Cup not too far away, middle of October.
It's 6-4-40 Leongatha, 7 behind 7 points Sale.
So Igmalisi Smith, he's taking his time too. Plays on. Now we know he's got a beautiful left foot, and he has kicked it out wide. He was looking for Jack Johnson. He couldn't mark. Ball comes to ground. Plenty of numbers there for Leongatha. Picked up off there by Hume. Runs the ball inside. His kick is deep. Looking there for young Jay Walker. He couldn't mark. It was actually Will Littlejohn. And the ball goes out of bounds, or is it a free kick?
Got a free kick.
Igmalisi Smith might have caught one across the knee then as well. He's a little bit proppy.
How good a kick is Igmalisi Smith?
He's
Beautiful.
absolutely beautiful. It's like Maskell at the other end as well. They're very similar with their foot. So he kicks it long down the line. 2-on-1. It's a great jump there too.
Speaking of Maskell.
Hello. Just on cue, but it's okay if it was Daniel Beast. I would have heard more about it. But it was a beautiful mark. He jumped on. We get one of these a game from Cade Maskell as well. So kicks the ball inside. A beautiful left foot inside. No one could get over to mark. Hudson Holmes gets a quick kick out, and he was lucky enough to hit his coach just on the arc inside 50. This is where they get held up because of the work rate of the Parrots. They've really pushed back quickly. Punches a kick out to Lang. Haven't really gained a lot of it territory either. Finds himself right deep on the boundary line. Really, they have to put it inside, and he does. Kicks it inside, and he finds Hurley.
This is about all the options they've got because Leongatha have dropped numbers back now. They've actually dropped 2 spares back, so it looks like... sorry, as he just comes in board there. The 2 spares for Leongatha have just plonked themselves at half-back. It's going to be very hard for Sale here.
So Hennis got it out to Hutchins on the near side. Hutchins with a high kick, a free kick down the field, and it's going against Sale, and Leongatha don't like what Campbell did. I didn't see it, but the free kick will go against Thomas Campbell. Leongatha went to him straight away.
Yeah, he's just dropped him off the ball, Daryl.
All right, meanwhile, free kick's going to go Maskell's way. No, they're going to have to give it up to Olden in the end, and it'll be transferred down towards half forward.
Frustration kicking in here now too for the Sale players as well. They've been overplayed right now by the Parrots.
Olden switches it up out wide towards Bowman, who drops the mark. Now Butcher will close and put pressure, but couldn't do so. Bowman steps around it with a left foot. Dangerous spot. Holmes will go back with a flight. Can't complete the mark. Ganane off the knee. Now Egmalesi Smith's in trouble. Freeman's there. He ran into a tackler. Holding the footy every day of the week. And the free kick's going to go to Kim Drew, I think it is, the last one off the bottom of the pack. Directly in front, this Leongatha pressure is enormous.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that was
and
a
50.
Talking point.
Sorry, Beast.
Sorry, mate. I'm almost certain that was a talking point because the pressure they've applied in this first 5, nearly 6 minutes of the quarter, as he does go in and slots that goal, has just been enormous. And, you know, it's really thrown Sale off their game to start this quarter. They've given away a really bad free kick to go inside their own forward 50 that's resulted in a goal. So, bit of a interesting start to the quarter.
And that takes Leongatha's margin out to 39 points. We're only 6 minutes into the second quarter. The Murray Racing Club scoreboard has the Parrots at 7-4-46. Sale 7 behind, 7 points.
7 unanswered goals to open this game of football. No one would have expected this between the first and the fourth place Sale side, who are fighting for a top 3 spot. They've still got a bit of a sniff there, but if they lose, they might be looking to drop out of the 5. This is a big moment of the game. They need to get a wriggle on really quickly. Holmes tries to get it to McLaren. His left foot kick goes to the inside 50. Hennis used good body work, couldn't complete the mark. And Campbell now gets wrapped up. They must start to get a little bit of scoreboard pressure, otherwise this game is done and dusted, Box.
It certainly is, Scott, and a mark we would have seen Hennis take a few weeks back. He just dropped and is really disappointed in himself. Willis takes the ball out of the ruck. His kick's a scrubber, but still going to gain a lot of yardage there as well. 2 Leongatha players there. Vanderplyte goes to ground. Good tackle then too by McLaren. The umpire's going to call it, and he has. Bit unlucky then, Vanderplyte. He only won control of the ball, and then all of a sudden the tackle was quick enough for McLaren to win the free kick. He's been definitely Sale's best player this afternoon. That could have been 50 as well by Ganane. Punches a kick inside, finds Holmes.
Do you think it was the lack of intent to try and get rid of the ball, Bob?
I think it might have been as well. His kick is to 3-on-1, so the kick wasn't great there by Holmes, who probably hasn't recovered yet from that hit. The ball's, they're fighting for it inside 50. There's a lot of players there. Hennis wraps the tackle up there too, but the umpire said we're not going anywhere here, so we'll throw it up right on the arc in Sale's forward 50. If they ever needed a goal, and then the understatement of the year, this is the one they need. Leslie gets the ball down. Lang overran it. Leslie's there, puts the tackle on there with McLaren. So they've double teamed, but they've won themselves another ball up, Beast.
That's it. Very crucial for Sale to just try and fight like dogs now to lock this ball in their 50 because they can't afford to let it just go out like it did.
Well, Marriott with that clearance to the wing. Hume in the front spot, brought it to ground. Out the back, though, was Hurley. Tried to get the handle to McDonald, missed him. And now the Parrots are away through Jack Hume, who will just barrel it, tumble it upside down. It's a wobbly one for Whitford. He couldn't handle it. Harry was there. Burns socket off the ground. Hutchins comes the other direction. Gives it to Holmes. Goes back to Freeman. Pressure kick. Going to find McDonald. Although couldn't complete it. Good work by Ty Hall. Inboard handball. Under pressure for Hurley. Backwards now to McDonald. Twisting and turning. Down at ground level. Holmes is going to kick it backwards 25 metres. And taking the mark in the goal square was John De McGuinness, relieving pressure out towards Butcher. Can't complete the mark, although the second effort was good. Has a bounce and then gives a handball over to Jack Johnson. This is better from the Magpies. To McLaren, must find a target inside forward 50. Douses the one. Great work by Forrester with the spoil and winning the football over the boundary line. Leongatha holds strong.
And that's just a sign of a team that just really wants to fight and win this game, isn't it? This is scary for the competition. If this is what, you know, we can see and expect to see in the next few weeks from a Leongatha team, this is just unbelievable football they're playing, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, 9 minutes second quarter for the Moe Racing Club. The Parrots lead by 39 points. Here's Boxer Lucchino on TRFM.
Yeah, they're throwing down. Stewart wins the tap out. Gains about 20 metres forward. Ball comes out wide. It's Forrester who's there, but he's wrapped up, and we're going to have another throw-in. You know, 9 times out of 10, a spoil like Forrester's one just then, every player would have made their ground up and congratulated him. This is just the work rate of Leongatha. We've got a job to do. Let's get the job done.
Back on it.
So they've got another throw-in inside. Sales forward 50. Leslie gets a tap down. One there, or could have been a free kick to Freeman, who finds himself forward. Bowman, handball out there, finds Forrester. Forrester's kick was out there looking for Garnham. He gets the ball down at ground, but it's wrapped up there too by McGuinness. Again, Garner was good enough to get the second ball back. Gets the handball out wide. Jackson Harry's there for Parrots. Tries to bring the ball inside Oldham.
That is
great courage. He had two Sale players coming at him. Ran against the flight of the ball. Comes inside. Finds Van der Plyte.
Numbers
His
everywhere.
kick inside was beautiful. And it's Burns of Leongatha.
Ty Hall.
Ty Hall, my apologies. The young kids have all got the same haircut. Handballs it off to who? Caden Maskill, his left foot. Kicks it long and hard, and it's going to travel. And it's going to travel. Why wouldn't you get the ball in that player's hands? And the thing about it is, too, the Sale players are too slow to actually react to it. So Maskill had every time, all the time in the world, to kick an absolute beautiful goal.
Which goes back to what we were saying before. You know, the Sale have just been completely thrown off their game in the start of this quarter. 10 minutes in, while you would leave someone of Cade Maskell's skill to run off the back like that and just launch one from 50, I've got no idea. But the kick out on the wing, I think it was Jackson Harry, outside of the boot, to centre the ball the way he did. That is just, you know, that's unheard of. That's unreal.
It is a 45-point lead to Leongatha on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. 11-minute mark of the second quarter, 52-7.
This is the Leongatha we've come to know over the last number of years, and they go again through Van der Plyte. Delivery at the toes of Olden. This time he leaves it behind. Hutchins attacks it, wins it, and then kicks inboard. Missed the target. Stewart put one mid up. Second effort was good. Stewart's wobbly kick back towards Olden. Does it sit on this time? Egg Smith will close. Olden will get around him. He got one over the shoulder. Advantage should be paid. And again, it's not.
Why not?
Why?
It should be up to the player to take that advantage, you would have thought. The umpire's just sort of holding this one back again.
It was not, you got scruffed or anything else as well. So Olden goes inside 50. The kick was good. Harry was there. He couldn't mark. Ball comes to ground. Canane for the Parrots. Steps around, runs, steps around two. No. Banana kicks it. And it could have been touched on. I don't think it was. We've got another contender here.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a goal. The umpire gave us a little bit of time to wait. But Ganane's goal there is another contender for the Zambrero goal of the day.
It's not like he's a sneaky little in and under player to just walk through about a whole play of four, maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 players, and no one put a finger on him.
He's the only player that wanted it.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
And the margin is top 50 points. We're 51 points ahead, Leongatha, at the 12-minute mark of the second quarter. 9-4, 58-7 behind 7 points, and that's on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard.
I'm not sure Tom Marriott's stats here. Maybe, Paul, you can have a look, but he hasn't really done what we know Tom Marriott can do.
There's only 1 in the first quarter, and that is now 4 in the second.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he's just come to the bench for a rest, but Leongatha go again, and Bowman lowered the eyes. Olden's having some sort of game for him, and he waits for the second lead. Harry is that one. Can't complete the mark. Ball at ground level. Socket off the shin there of Holmes. Burns gives it to Ganane. Ganane wants another one around the body. Oh, marked on the last line. That was going through. Hang on a second.
Yeah, hang on a minute.
I thought the goal umpire's about that.
Jack Ganane could have just kicked an absolute beauty. No.
Oh.
How can be a point? The guy took the mark. If it's a mark in the field of play, it was
touch.
It was not a double touch. It was a clear
that's
mark.
the only way it could have been a point.
He hasn't called touched.
Exactly right. It's not touched off the boot.
Or is the angle that acute that we can't see that went behind the post?
Well, he did the touch single, the goal
Did he?
umpire, didn't he? He did the touch signal, one behind. Anyway, all the same, it's a point.
9-5, 59-7 behind 7 points.
Freeman rolls in, goes to the outer side. Jack Leslie, the target, couldn't complete it. Drew at ground level, swooped on it. Left foot kick off the side of the boot. And it misses everything. Out of bounds on the full. Don't think we expected this coming to Sale's main oval today. Sale have been it's a fortress here. They've lost one game this season by 7 points, if you don't mind. That's all it's been. Every other game they have won here at their home deck. Today, it's not even half-time. We're 14-minute mark of the second quarter. The margin's at 52 points.
Freeman's kick was looking for the coach. He couldn't mark. This is how bad the afternoon's going for him because the kick comes inside like a bullet. And Ganane, the kick originally come from Van der Plyte, but Ganane marks it in front of his eyes. And it's just, look, no disrespect to Sale, but it's like first playing 10th right now. So Ganane, he's got his chance to kick his second for the quarter. Could have been 3 with from that disillusioned touch point just only a few minutes ago. But the drop mark from the coach of Sale has put it in the hands now of Ganane, who comes in and kicks truly, and he hits the post. Hits the upright. So we've got another point here to the Parrots.
9-6-60, 53-point lead over Sale, 7 behind 7 points. Sale have only managed 1 behind this quarter.
I was looking at their the forward line for Leongatha pre-game, and I was thinking to myself, which one of these guys will kick a bag today because it's stacked. They may all kick a bag the way it's going.
Yep, Egg Smith straight down the middle of the ground. Will Leslie elevated on Algar and took a hanger. That's some excitement for the Magpies. Is it a spark? Hennis gives it back to Will Leslie. The run of half-back is from Holmes with a big shepherd, Will Leslie. It got in the hands of Campbell at half forward. He's been called to play on. Kick into the man on the mark. Ben Velzen lost it. And now a little left foot kick, this time from Andrew Campbell, finds Byron. And Byron Daniel, that is, takes the mark. Man on the mark will stand at 45 metres.
Sneaky from Kim Drury, walks straight through the mark. He's got away with one there. This should be going to the goal line. That should have been 50.
So Sale have kicked 7 points in 15 minutes of the second quarter. Can Daniel Byron change that? 48 metres. Thumping kick. It's across the face. Won't make the distance. In marking, though, is big Jack Leslie. On the point of the square will be a tightish angle. And surely this one goes in for Sales first.
Jack, I'm putting me money on it. I'm putting me money on it, Box.
Yeah, it's a big risk from you. That's good.
So Jack Leslie, the man on the mark, is about 7 metres out. Slightish, tightish angle. Jack Leslie has missed it. Unbelievable. This Magpies run of behinds continues.
8 behind 8 points. A trailing Leongatha 9-6-60. Murray Racing Club scoreboard's 52-point margin at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter.
And we get some inside 50s as well, Paul Carter, for this obviously a quarter and 16 minutes in total.
It's 10-5 Leongatha's way this quarter and 14-12, so 24-17 all up.
So pretty even. It's certainly the ball use around the ground that's hurting the Magpies and the execution inside forward 50.
Maskill kicks it long, nearly hits the centre of the ground. Run on there by Marriott, the big bull. Gets the handball out too. Beautifully to Ty Hall.
Yeah,
kick out wide to Olden.
No one in the forward line, so he had to go lateral.
He's very smart too, player there. He goes backwards to Drew, who then waited for the Calvary to get inside 50. He looks for Garner, but beautiful mark then too by Jared Freeman to stop that thwart then by the Parrots. He's kicked to Lang, short, still inside his defensive 50, so really getting held up here by the Parrots, whose work rate's been unbelievable this second quarter. It's been unbelievable this half. So Lang has no choice but to go laterally to McGuinness. Now Tainch is there to support, but he goes longer forward and he kicks the ball long there and finds Jack Hutchins, who couldn't mark. And Beast.
Just that decision by Ty Hall, that says enough to me about where Leongatha are at, because he's a young guy. Most young guys in that position will just go, get excited, want to kick inside 50. He was just able to control himself. He knew he had nothing forward. He just poked it outside of him and give him a bit more of a run on until the numbers got forward. So that shows me where they're at.
Yeah, certainly smart, and they go again. This time it was Marriott, kicks it inside forward 50. Stewart grabs it and turns around on the left foot, upside down drop punt, might just bounce. Egg Smith with the handball over the shoulder was neat. And a big barrelling kick out of there from Whitford. Goes in the middle of the ground, but Maskell read it better. And he's going to wheel and go very quickly, Maskell. Inside, Harry's got the sit. Hudson Holmes, though, got back, got a spoil, and then got ripped down after the footy. Picking it up off ground level was Stewart. And Lang wrapped him up. Has Hudson Holmes gone back? I don't want to call him a backman.
No, he
has gone back.
He has. He's played in 3 positions today, Daryl.
Yep.
You wouldn't believe it.
Very versatile is Hudson Holmes, a midfielder these days, but can go back and support. Leongatha try to work something from the stoppage again. Little tap down there from Kim Drew. Strong tackle from Andrew Campbell from the Magpies on Ty Hall. 19 minutes have travelled in the second quarter for the Moe Racing Club, and it's a 52-point margin to Leongatha.
Unbelievable. Leslie's tap to the boundary line. Lang was there to pick it off, but picked off there by Bowman. Well wrapped up by Bowman as well. And we're going to have a ball up. 15 out round from the Parrots goals. So really danger point now too for the Parrots. One Leongatha player goes down in the background. It was Kim Drew. Lang, handball off the ground at Egg Smith. His right foot kick goes up and under. Out wide there too. And picked off well there by Cooper Algar. So Algar, he's got a beautiful left foot. He's sharp. So we've got a number of players out here with a good left foot. His kick's sharp inside 50, but Leslie pulls himself back into the hole. Takes a great mark there as well. So defensive 50. Seems like Sale's been down this part of the ground for a bit of time there now. So Leslie goes down the middle. Long kick inside to the group of pack. Johnson flies at the back. He couldn't mark. Lang there to run onto it. 4 against 1. Marriott picks it off. Banana balls the ball. Banana kicks the ball back inside. Andrew Campbell gets the fist to it. Comes to ground. Garnham's there. Andrew Campbell gets the ball. Handballs it through. Marriott's there again. Takes his time. He's got plenty of time too to kick the ball inside. Top of the 50. Not even marked there too by Egg Molessi Smith. Picks it off. Gets the handball over the top to Hennis. Got a little bit of time. Right foot. Inside finds Jack Johnson of Sale.
So Johnson on the outer wing goes further afield. Daniel Byron's there. Got plenty of space out there on the wing. Marks and comes inboard. And Jones dropped the mark that he should have taken. He was on his own. Marriott tapped it forward. Jones tries to make up for that little error. Drags it in. Now he's in a bit of strife. Umpire will wait and just give him the benefit of the doubt. And we'll have a ball up.
Nice build-up too by Sale, but again, they just let themselves down with minor skill errors.
Leslie tapped forward. Tapped it backwards, but Bowman ran onto this one. Handball over the top to Littlejohn. Inboard handball to Stewart. He's got Bowman again. All the space in front of him. Touches it down on the ground. Looks up. Kicks to the top of the 50. Olden comes sliding and takes the mark. He'll kick around the body. Jack Hume can mark this at 49 metres. They got players on everywhere. Forrester's going to run on from half back. And Hume doesn't see him. Jack Hume.
I think he's backing himself in here.
He's directly in front. Man on the marks at 48 metres. It's going to have to be a thumping kick from there. If he gets a little bit of head of steam up, he might just make the distance. He's a right footer. He rolls, get to 41. The head of steam, he did get up, and he puts it to the goal line. No one can mark it. Campbell with a little chip kick towards McGuinness. At ground level, McGuinness gets low, can't complete it, and gets shuffled over the boundary line from Jay Walker. And 22 minutes have travelled in the second quarter for the Moe Racing Club. The margin's at 52 points. Leongatha have blown him out of the water. Sale haven't got a goal yet.
Well, I'm not sure I'm allowed to say it, Darryl, but Leongatha are just taking the piss on transition, really.
And they really are.
They're absolutely killing them. Sale are absolutely nowhere at the moment.
So the ball comes out. Ben Jones, I'm still getting over that one as well. Garnham, he goes around 2 Sale players, but it was smothered there by McInnes. And we'll have a throw-in. I don't know if you can say that.
Well, we needed something after your joke, that's all.
Yeah, I suppose. And you're not going to get too much more than that. Look, the back 6 of Sale look very inexperienced, especially with Will Leslie out of that back line as well at the minute. They really are taking it to the sword at the minute from the Parrots. Ball comes outside there from Walker, goes inside 50. Spoils there by Campbell, comes to ground. Hume's there, overruns it. Marriott's there, he's going to try and bust through. He couldn't. Got the handball out. Oldham's there. Byron gets the handball. That was a good little tackle there too. Umpire let it go. Oldham just goes, don't argue. Gives it to Stewart. Big banana kick around the corner. Geez, the build-up was good then too. And we've got another behind.
It's 9-7-61 Leongatha on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. They're leading by 53 points over Sale, but 8 behind 8 points.
Holmes has no other option but to go straight down the middle. Brad Desson just plucks it out. And he's going to thump it inside with an open forward line. Although, guess who reads it better? Cade Maskell. That should be a free kick.
Yep.
Front on contact every day of the week. Jack Johnson gets a little frustrated. Nothing going right for this home side this afternoon.
Even prior to that, when Ben Jones dropped that mark at the top of the 50, just those little things there will be frustrating the coach.
Yep, out wide they go to Sovereign. He's got one over the top in Hume. Just too much of this. Extra space there. Just easily able to transition the footy by foot, by hand, and through this back half to the ground. Hume will switch this up. They've got 2 to pick from here. Nash will be the one. He can come further afield to Cooper Elgar. Elgar can mark. And now it's at least a one-on-one, but the kick towards Littlejohn, who worked really hard, he can take the mark on the wing. So Sale haven't looked like touching the footy, and they've had the footy at half-back. Now they've transferred the footy to the wing area, have the Parrots. Still don't look likely.
I'm not sure if you're keeping track of uncontested possession, Paul, but it would be through the roof right now for Leongatha.
Yep. This last passage of play for about the last 3 minutes, Leongatha have probably had 15, and there's a contested mark at least. But Leongatha take it. Stewart. The Parrots forward. Want it inside forward 50. They don't care how it comes in. They've been dangerous. The kick towards Van der Plyt. Front and square was Harry. Handball over the top. Marriott on the outside of the boot. Puts it through the middle. It's as easy as you like for the Parrots. It continues at the 25-minute mark. The margin's out to 59, ladies and gentlemen. 59 points.
One contested possession in that whole passage of play from their defensive end. So there's just no accountability from the Sale team. There's guys running around left, right and centre for Leongatha, and they're just no one's manning them up. I'm not sure where Jack Johnson goes from here. He'd be desperate to get to half-time, I know that, and just to regroup and maybe go back to some basics, man on man, make everyone accountable for someone, because at the moment, nothing's working.
As Darryl said, 59 points, the margin in Leongatha's favour. We're at 25-minute mark of the second quarter. The Parrots on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard are 10-7-67. Sale still goalless, 8 behinds, 8 points.
So it's Leslie and Stewart. The coach is already out there, mate. He should be saying to the players right now, it's man on man. Leslie taps it down to Lang. He overruns it. Drew taps it forward. Walker, great pick up there. Takes one bounce. Handball over top to Ganane. Ganane goes inboard. The lead perfect. The kick is perfect as well.
Walker.
This is becoming like a practice match right now.
He just walked through a stoppage, Nick.
He did.
In the middle of the ground.
Took a bounce as well. But he lowered the eyes, Ganane, though, too, and the lead was just as good. So he could have blazed away and had a shot, but they do the team things right now, Leongatha.
Spot on, mate. You said it exactly how I was about to say it. Team footy, because it's very easy when you get into a position like this in a game to go in, you want to put your chest out and look good for everyone, but they're just playing team footy.
Garnham, he's kicked one in the first, going for his first in the second quarter. His kick's good, and it's not as good as what it was in the first quarter. He's got it behind.
That's exactly 10-goal lead. It's 10-8 to 8 behinds at the 26.5-minute mark of the second quarter.
And I know people around Gippsland are probably tuning in this afternoon thinking this was 1v4, meant to be the match of the round. It certainly hasn't played out that way at the moment. Lang with a handball to Leslie. Can they get a late one? They need some sort of celebration, although ran down in the middle of the ground was Lang, coughed the footy up, and they go back the other direction. Now there's a bit of pressure. Jonty McGuinness with a spoil. Will Leslie's got one on at half forward. It's Campbell. He can wait for it, and he does, and he goes inside. It's one-on-one. Brad Descent, his opponent slipped over, and Brad Descent takes the mark. It's 27 minutes, second quarter. Sale don't have a goal. Brad Descent's going to have a shot.
Well, the game's done well and truly before half-time, but he needs to just steady. This is a leadership goal right now. He needs to go back, kick the goal before the siren, give him something to go into the half-time break with, because I can imagine it'd be pretty flat in them Sale rooms at half-time.
Yep, 8 points so far. Leongatha at 10-8. It's a 60-point margin. Brad Descent, 45-degree angle, right foot kick, has pushed it across. No, he's put it through the middle. It's taken, well, whatever the first quarter went, Paul Carter, 30-odd minutes. This has gone 27.
Yeah, 30, 50, 58 minutes.
Unbelievable to get Sale's first goal this afternoon, but it's finally come.
At the 28-minute mark of the second quarter on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard, Sale are now 1-8-14, trailing Leongatha by 54 points. The Parrots 10-8-68.
Leongatha's doing a lot of sides below them, some big favours at the moment too. So, again, this could swing the way things are happening too, because Warragul's got now Moore's got a 2-point buffer on Warragul at the moment, and they're doing it pretty hard down there as well.
Well, it's the Wonthaggi and Bairnsdale game that becomes important as well. So we'll have those scores at half-time. Of course, the half-time wrap for Gippsland Mowers is coming up very shortly. 28 and a half minutes into the second gone.
Yeah, we're getting close to half-time too. Stewart gets the ball down, but players are all wrapped up then as well. So we're still dead centre in the middle of the ground at the minute too. And the ball's tapped down there by Leslie. Ganane's there. He falls over. There it is.
Siren sounds. 29 minutes it travelled in the second quarter. It took 28 minutes for Sale to get there first, but they trail by a long, long way at the moment. It's Sale 1-8-14 at half-time. Leongatha a 10-8-68. Jack Johnson will rally his troops. They've got a half of football to come back and fight back on their home deck here this afternoon. And this is round 16 of the Alinta Energy Gippsland League. It sees a 54-point margin in favour of the Parrots. It's half-time, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman. Let's go Gippsland.
Everybody's favourite time of the week, it's the Gippsland League Top 5. Coming in at number 1, Braden McCarry from Bairnsdale. Everybody says get front and centre. This is why. It falls. He finishes. A great goal. Number 2, Nicholas Argento here from Leongatha. Ball comes out of the back. He gets the hand pass. Boom. What a great goal. Number 3, Jared Blair here from Wonthaggi. This is just a solid effort. Just tapped it in front of him. Still tracking the footy. Finally got it. And then he gets the good bounce through the middle. Number 4, Hunter Tatiani here from Wonthaggi. Bit of handiwork from his team, but he had to do the hard bit and put it straight through the goals. Sammy Halliburton here from Terralgan, from distance, on the run. Oh, yeah!
And it's slipped through. The Maroons are in front.
That's a contender.
21-minute mark, final quarter. Sam Halliburton's put it through from 50 with a skidder.
Leongatha $10. $10.
Yes, it is a half-time wrap. We're going to possibly get through in this half-time.
I don't know, I've just been to London, I don't know what's right there. I think my one mate is over it. But she got her own and what's the yeah. I can't drive anyway.
Oh, this is a bit crazy. Right? What's happened to Sarah? It's just drumming. Oh my god. Obviously not happy with last week by the sound of it. Absolutely destroying them today. Anyway. I can't hear you. Anyone looking?
Welcome back. Someone's going to win, we think we know, and it's only half time. We've still got 2 quarters to go. But Leongatha lead it by, what do they lead it by, Paul? At 54 points, if you don't mind, at half time. Third quarter is about to get underway. Leongatha just seem to have maybe 3 come to the bench, so we'll work on that one to see if they've had an injury. That's, again, a bit of a common theme that's been occurring for this Leongatha side, but they're in total control at the moment. Third quarter for McDonald's is underway, and trying to win it out there, Jack Leslie doing some groundwork. Quickly wraps up Kim Drew. And Drew will give it back to the umpire. We'll have a secondary stoppage in the middle. Leslie up against Willis. I'll give it to Leslie just. Marriott was held. Umpire let it go, and they dive on it again. We'll have another stoppage. I'll have one more to try and get it out of here, Boxer. Igmalesi Smith has rolled up from half-back, up to the edge of this contest. And this time Leslie tapped it down, but Lang picked it off and kicked it towards half-forward. It bounces over the top of Hennis's head. Byron was there trying to get a handball out to McLaren. He stood up in the tackle, but then gave it to Drew. His kick around the body towards Leslie and Big Willis. And now Ganane will come in to help. And again, on that cricket wicket here at Sales Main Oval, we've got a ball up.
So we've got a ball up here. Willis, Leslie, Willis, big thump forward. He said he'll clear the area, and he did. McLaren's first there for Sale, overruns the ball. Could have given away a free kick, and he didn't. Gets the handball back. Igmalesi Smith's there. He's tackled and wrapped up. Could have been given away a free kick as well, because once he got rid of the ball, he was still held onto there by Ganane, and he did. He's won a free kick, while McLaren's still working his way off the ground as well. Got hit pretty hard in there. He was in a lot of the contest as well. Igmalesi Smith whirls around on his left foot, kicks the ball on, but his kick's not good. And he finds his counterpart in the left foot, Cade Maskill, who goes inboard to Marriott. I've heard that a few times over the years. Marriott pushes the ball out wide and marked by Little John. So Little John, still 70 out from his goal. He's got a few leads on. He wanted to kick, didn't know what he wanted to do, but he had enough time to get the second grab at it. Kicks the ball in long. Harry wins the ball, centres the ball well. The ball overruns by Jonty McGuinness. Handballs out to Jack Johnson. Chips the ball out wide to Tainch. They're still inside their defensive 50, Sale. So they're prepared to work the ball around. Kicks the ball back to Jack Johnson, who's worked hard. And they've just got it outside their 50. Puts the ball inside the corridor to Leslie, who's led well up the ground. Leslie points to where he wants the ball, but he went the opposite way of where he pointed to Tainch. So they've had about 10 kicks at it, and they've gained about 70 metres at the moment, Sale. So really put pressure on there by the Parrots. The kick the ball's gone long. The kick wasn't great. Now, I don't know whether he's marked it or it's on the full.
On the full.
It is on the full. So the kick wasn't great, and that's the difference between both sides right now, where Leongatha have been clinical with the ball, and they've got the ball out quickly through the defensive 50.
Maskell goes inboard to Walker. Grandstand side here at Sale. Leongatha lead by 54. Walker kicks down the line. Harry will be the target. Freeman's there. Had the right body spot and then just let it slip through his hands. And now Harry bursts through. Handball's back. Garnham socketed off the ground. Does it keep it in the field of play? Only just. And we've got a boundary throw in right in front of the pass players hill here at Sale. And a lot of those Magpie supporters wouldn't be happy with that first half of football that their side put out. So boundary throw in. Leslie will do this with Garnham, and you'd think Leslie has the strength and just ragdolls Garnham out of the way, taps it backwards. Marriott was there. Freeman came in hard as well. Went through the legs of Holmes. And now Lang, clean pick up off the deck, gives it to Jack Leslie. Kick around the body. It's going to go back to the resting ruckman. And Leongatha's defence was set up well. He's got a runner. Didn't give it to him. He'll wait for Maskell, but he just went on the wrong side there. And Willis out forced to kick it to the open side, the fat side they go, and in the front spot, nicely done. Cam Olden takes the mark. He's so strong overhead for a little fella.
Just knows the craft too well, Cam Olden, doesn't he? He just held his opponent out, knew where the ball was going for the footy, and just plonked himself in the perfect position.
So Cam Olden's got 3. Throws a bit of the grass up. Will come a little bit of left to right as he's kicking towards the Rathbase end of the ground. Probably start this just inside the left goal post. On its way. He started it right. Did he sneak it home? No, he doesn't. He needed to start on the other side. So it's a minor score to get things underway. 4.5 minutes in to the third quarter for McDonald's.
10-9, 69 Leongatha. It's a 55-point margin on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard over Sale were 1-8-14.
Egg Leslie Smith, he gains a few yards and kicks the ball long. Gets it right out far on the wing. There could have been a push in the back, and it was by Hume against Hume. And it's going to go to Dowse. It's not. It's going to go to the coach, Jack Johnson. So Johnson, far wing here on Sale's main oval. Punches the ball low. Not the kick wasn't great again. And who gets it? Who intercepts it again? Cade Maskell. So Cade Maskell's kick's not great, but it was a great courage there shown. Two there by Jesse Burns. Kicks the ball inside to a great lead and a great kick to Ganane.
Did you notice then, I think Sale thought that was going to get called back because their whole defence just stopped and just allowed Ganane to just to lead up and again take an uncontested mark.
But what I don't get is the fact that the coach has picked out 4v1 when trying to get it out of his defensive 50. So Ganane, 30 metres out, slight angle, comes in, kicks good, and it's not that good again. So he's pushed it to the right, and we've got another behind.
56-point margin in Leongatha's favour. They are 10-10-70. Sale 1-8-14. That's McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Almost 6 minutes played, third quarter.
And I think I've worked out it might be Darcy Hume who hasn't come back out from the rooms, guys. So we'll just keep an eye on that if we see him.
Yep. So Dowse tried to get it to Lang, but somehow Leongatha pick it off. Dowse has to go and make amends. Now he puts a couple of tackles on. Tainch was there to help out. High kick's going to land to Forrester. And that might have been touched, was it? Around the kick, so we got a stoppage. We saw a couple of Zambrero goal today contenders in the first half. Walker was one of those, Cam Olden and Jack Ganane. And of course, the turn up the heat in the new Spicy range. It is Zambrero, Terrelgan and Warrigal. Spicy has landed. As Leslie with the tap down, out towards Egg Leslie Smith. Freeman was there, gave it to Jack Leslie again, quickly tackled. And we'll have another stoppage.
And the pressure has not let up by Leongatha to start this quarter. They've come out. The intent was to put the pressure on again.
If they can get the first, Sale heads will drop pretty quickly. Hudson Holmes from that stoppage, kicked it towards the boundary line, finds touch, and we'll get another boundary throw in on the other side.
Seems to be very rushed too by Sale. Coming out of the defensive 50, they've twice seen just a kick and hope really, but that's probably more so the pressure that's being applied by the Leongatha side.
Good calls, Beast, because that's exactly what it looks like so far in this third quarter. Leslie taps the ball down, Egg Leslie Smith there. Holmes picks it off for him instead. It was a rush kick out there looking for Leslie, and again, we're going to find ourselves another throw in. And again, they do look that rush kick all the time, so we just see that the ball comes to ground. It's just given Leongatha enough opportunity to win the ball back because of the inept kicking of Sale so far this afternoon. And I know it's a harsh word, but it hasn't been great. Ball comes to ground. That was a Leslie tap. Bowman gets the handball back. It doesn't. Now he gets the handball back. Bowman pushes back. It could have been taken high.
Oh.
The umpire says play on. So he was a bit unlucky then as well. The ball from Freeman kicks the ball inside looking for Brad Dessert. It was a good contest there too with Ben Velson. The handball goes out to Maskell. He's tackled by Leslie. Tainch is there for Sale. Leslie supports him back. Gets the handball out to Hennis. Pushes the ball back again to Butcher. Butcher's left foot kick with a little barrel.
Big Benny.
But Big Benny pushes back and helps his defenders out and marks 30 out from the Sale goal.
Quickly hands on to the runner in Maskell. Gives it to a nice kick, and that is a beautiful kick to Harry.
Unreal.
Harry at half-back. The one good thing that you know about the good size is they might be not travelling the best in terms of football, but their structure is always there, and their structure in their defence at the moment. Little tap in there by Garnham. I'll get back to that in a moment. Now we've got the boundary throw in. But if you're out of form and you're well coached and you know what to do and you've been in situations like you have before, it just starts to all flow from setup and talk and structure and getting yourself in the right spot. Because today, the pressure, Sale just dumped-kicked. Leongatha have been in the right spot. And some might say it's luck, but I think it's more well-coached and well planned.
Exactly right. And Trent said before the game too, Tuesday night, they really focus and they train very hard Tuesday night to actually make sure they are improved this week after the loss they had against Morwell.
So Jack Leslie, half-back flank, kicks into the middle of the ground, looking for big Brad Dessert. One bite, couldn't get the second. Hennis will barrel it and tumble it upside down. Inside forward 50. It's a foot race. Leslie with the pace. That's Will. Sovereign does well, though. And to win the football, to give a handball to Hall. Now to Walker, and the Parrots are away. They get it to Stewart.
Marks just in front of his coach's box, goes inside again, inboard where they've been all afternoon. Aylger could have been paid to Markham, wasn't. Tackled Lang. So he did follow up that drop mark, and Lang was a little bit unlucky then as well. But Alga quickly plays on, gets a kick out to Hume. Hume looks in ball. Look at the kick inside.
Forrester's work rate
as well. Forrester followed on for the support. His left foot kick inside 50, looking for Harry. The lead was good, and finds him deep in the forward pocket here at the main over. But the pockets aren't that bad here, are they, Beast? You've played a few games here.
Yeah, I have kicked a couple from these pockets, but just back to that, it was just the transition footy, the transition football from Leongatha. I mean, I reckon there's a bigger picture for them here. They're not looking. Obviously, they'll say game to game and all that sort of stuff, but I think they've got their eye on the big prize this season. That's for sure.
So Harry, from the Hutchinson pocket, kicks it and he sprays it like Hutchinson done back in the day as well. And we find ourselves kicking the ball outside of the full.
What did he do wrong there, Beast?
I actually didn't get a good view of it.
It looked like a drop of the footy.
Trying to see behind the prison bars. I'm trying to see through here.
So 10 and a half minutes gone into the third quarter for McDonald's. Epic stack of beef and cheese and crispy onions. I tell you what.
Big stack of beef.
Used to, eh?
I know what he did.
It's a 50.
It's called the new McSmart, and I'm not sure we're talking about you, Beast.
Yeah,
That's a new meal from McDonald's. It's only $6.95. We've got a 50-metre penalty being paid here. Jack Johnson in the middle of the ground. No one's on the mark, so he plays on, and he drives it towards Hennis. He'll fly, but he's about 4 deep, and in the front spot, Maskell takes the mark. And Cade Maskell, his first game back from a long break with some injuries, hamstrings and calf issues. And his second up run is very, very good this afternoon. His kick, though, Whitford just read it a little bit better there. And Whitford, we'll have a look. It's a crowded forward line for the Magpies. It's been tough for them all afternoon. And guess what? Maskell, loose. Just takes an uncontested mark, and that kick is beautiful to Bowman. He's got runners everywhere. Alga's one of those. Gives it to Forrester. Look at him running waves over the top to Hall. Hall, can he find a target? Top of the 50. Harry's the one. Well done by Freeman. A couple of goes at it. He made the decision to come off Oldham, which was brave, and then to stand in the hole where Jackson Harry was coming and take the mark. Very courageous. Well done.
It was a great mark too by Freeman. His kick's long, down the line. Garnham's there and he's taken 3, 4, 5 bites at it. The umpire said, "You've done enough for me to pay the mark." His work rate's incredible for a small forward. He really works hard up the ground. His kick, sharp and point. Yeah, it's a Stewart. So they're all prepared to play their role on this side as well. Stewart wheels around, kicks in line, looking for Jackson Harry. Jack Leslie drops into the hole. And he marks, pushes the ball out wide. This is where they're getting killed out there through their transition out of the defensive 50. But his kick was good and found Cody Hennis. So Hennis, he hasn't got a lot to kick to either. So he punches the ball out wide. The kick was okay. And marked there by Hudson Holmes, I think it is out wide. I could be wrong.
McDonald.
Oh, it is McDonald. Sorry there, Kate. So McDonald kicks the ball down the line. But again, this is where they're getting picked off at the moment. The kick wasn't great. Lang had 2 to beat. Then, again, the Leongatha side, so disciplined. Win the ball again. It was Forrester. His ball comes out here now. Sorry, it is Forrester now. He's got the ball. Taps the ball out to Hall. He's got 2 to beat here against Sale. Butcher was good for Sale to hold the ball up here too. We're going to have a ball up. The umpire's going to come in.
I feel like with the way Leongatha are at the moment with their team footy, it's almost like that training drill where you go, you can't get it to one end of the ground without everyone touching the footy. Yeah. That's just a bit what they're doing at the moment. Everyone's getting involved.
Johnson with a handball to open space. In the run there of Dowse. His delivery is good to Will Leslie. And Leslie takes a mark, but he's too far out to score, you'd suspect. Hennis is in the goal square. In the front spot is Maskell. Hennis shoved him out the way. And Maskell will get the free kick. So 14 minutes have gone. Sale have only managed the 1 goal. Leongatha are 10-9-69 at the moment. Maskell's little chip kick over the top to Marriott, who's got busy after that quiet first quarter. Marriott in his defensive 50 at the moment. Lots of options to go to, and he decides on the Vanderpleit one at half-back. They just know how to present up at the football, like this occasion where Drew does, and they just give it, and they present it. Drew's inboard kick sits on the top of Garnham's head. Good spoil by McGuinness. He punches it, then takes it. Will the backman kick a goal? And he from 45 metres. No, he doesn't. Oh, Jonty McGuinness wanted to celebrate that one. He would have run all the way back to full back celebrating
Just one behind to two behinds this quarter, and Leongatha leading 10-10-70 to 1-9-15.
One thing I do like that Leongatha do, and you can, when you are here watching it, you can actually clearly see they're actually leading up the ground so high, but they're actually creating space. So they're not getting the football themselves. So they turn out and turn wide and create space for the next bloke behind them.
And what they do, they turn and run. That's what they do. Once they win the ball from the top of the 50, like they have with Marriott right now. So he's kicked to runners, and he's telling his teammates just to run, and Walker has. He's taken on one opponent. Handball over top. He might get this one back. He does.
Here we go.
He's going to go for his second Zambrero contender for the afternoon. And he pushes the ball wide. And we've got it behind there again. So great little call then too, Beast, because the transition footy again, not one sole player touched it from that kick out.
Leongatha now 56 points ahead, 10-11-71 to 1-9-15 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 15.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
Well, it's definitely a team that are playing with plenty of confidence, that's for sure.
But it's like from last week, they've flicked another switch, and it's that finals mode switch, and they're really determined to say, hang on, we don't lose them very often like that.
6 changes from last week to this week. A few of those players are coming back from injuries. Plug and play. And these boys can play. Igmalesi's Smith kick out towards Jack Leslie. Couldn't complete the mark. Ground levels Vanderplot. He's one of those inclusions this week. And we'll have a ball up.
And we questioned the fitness of the players coming in, didn't we, prior to the game, thinking, do they need one or two? They don't need one or two. They've already had their one or two.
Yep, it's one of those seasons where you might just be able to put them in and the class and experience prevail. Marriott slipped over, tried to shuffle it forward. Handball out to Lang. Drew's got him though. Lang was strong in the core, gave a handball out towards McDonald. He's got company though. And Nash was one of those. And we'll have another ball up this time in the centre square. Forward to centre for the Leongatha Parrot side. 16.5 minutes. We haven't had a goal kicked in this quarter, by the way, yet.
No.
All points. And we've travelled 16 minutes. Iglesia Smith tapped it forward, and Forrester becomes the tackler on Dowse.
So probably a positive for Sale. They've been able to keep them goalless for 16 minutes. So it's probably not a bad win there for Sale this quarter.
There's an old cliche, how do you polish something else? But anyway, so Shannon Lang's wrapped up there by Marriott. Ball comes out to Holmes. He's kicked smothered by Benny Willis. Kicks it inside 50, but Jared Freeman's there. He couldn't mark Harris. It was Jackson Harry who put the pressure on. He tried to get a inside-out little soccer kick off the ground, but it didn't work. And we've got, it's called it out on the full. So he must have got a little bit of air to it as well. The umpire's calling time on.
Boundary throw-in it is.
It is a boundary throw-in. So Freeman grabbed it like he thought I had the kick. And I knew that it looked like a grubber. So you can try anything you can to get the ball outside of your defensive 50. This is where they're really dangerous now, the Parrots. So we've got a throw in. Forward pocket. Ball comes down. It was a good tap out too. It's a quick kick out, but Benny Willis has just dropped in the defensive hole.
This is that structure.
Yeah, they just set up so well. And he's got 2 or 3 runners as well. So there's no Sale players near him at the moment. So he decides to go long to the top of the square. Oldham flies.
Over the back.
Ball's coming through.
Well read.
Beautifully read too. Garnham does that so well, he allows a player to jump and he'll sit off the jump. And the ball actually sometimes finds itself over the pack, as it does now, and he's marked on his chest.
He's done it. That's the second time I reckon I've seen him today. He's just slipped behind the pack that go up for the contest. He just sits back and it just falls into his hands.
And the player that was going in the air was Cam Olden, one of the smallest players, wasn't it?
Jackson Harry.
Oh, it was Jackson Harry with it? Yeah. So he can jump too, that fella. So Garnham comes in, beautiful kick. There's your first goal of the third quarter, and it was a good finish there by Garnham.
And it's now a 62-point margin in Leongatha's favour on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 19-minute mark of the third quarter. The Parrots 11-11-77, leading Sale 1-9-15.
We should just do a quick around the grounds. Thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. It's the last quarter, and it's the North Melbourne Kangaroos 12-6-78. They lead the Tigers 9-12-66.
Wow, what a comeback. We were in total control a few moments ago.
You were.
As a Tiger supporter.
Yes, you were.
I tell you what, just an interesting note. Sales percentage, we just had a quick look at it. It's 102% going into this game. Margin sits at 62. The Tigers' percentage is 98. So this could, even though there's a draw between those two, but Bairnsdale and Wonthaggi, they're on 107 and 106. So percentage might come into play, and this could come back and hurt the Magpies. And we'll get to that, of course, after the game finishes. So they want to get a bit of a wriggle on. As Leslie got it inside forward 50, Johnson tries to work hard, as he always does for his side. But on this occasion, not going anywhere.
Beast, would you look like putting Wills Leslie back just to get those yardages out of that defensive 50 for Sale.
Well, that and probably a little bit of experience down there. They seem to be very inexperienced down the back half.
Lang from the stoppage on the outside of the boot. Just turned it around. And they put it through. It is a Zambrero goal goal of the day contender. But Shannon Lang, he knows this is much bigger than that actually great goal, because he didn't even celebrate one little bit, did Shannon Lang, because he knows it's only the second of the afternoon for the Magpies.
And the margin back to 56 points. We're 20 minutes into the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has Sale now 2-9-21, trailing Leongatha 11-11-77.
So he would have won more Zambreros this year than anybody else, because he just does that sort of stuff. He tries to lead from the front. It was a great goal, a great finish, but I think the game's done, but it's that sort of courage he's shown. Maybe he can actually lead the way for the top for the Maggies.
Well, big moment all thanks to the Moore Bowling Club. Bilson's Twister is the new sixth tap. Mysterious sixth tap it is. As Leslie taps it down, Marriott runs onto this one, barrels one, and I mean a barrel, inside forward 50, it went 60. Leslie with a spoil. Looks like he has gone back down there. Burns picks it up off the deck, gives it across now to Harry. Inboard kick, top of the square, Olden. Good overhead, can't complete the mark. Second effort was amazing. Missed it though. Keeps his feet like a cat.
Yep.
Didn't complete the mark. Second effort was good. Kick around the body, just missed. It's a minor score.
11-12-78 Leongatha, 57 points ahead of Sale, 2-9-21.
So Egg Malessi Smith, isn't it the first time I called Egg Malessi Smith? Was a few different names than what it was now, but Egg Malessi Smith, the kick in, looking for Johnson. There's a great kick and a great mark to boot as well. So he plays on immediately to Byron. So they're still in danger zone here as well, where they've got caught out chipping the ball around in their defensive 50, and they're doing it again.
Well, they're forced to go sideways just because of the way, again, Leongatha have structured up. With Cade Maskell drop back spare, they've got no option but to just dump down the line or go sideways.
That's what they've done. McGuinness has done exactly that, but who's going to mark it? Cade Maskell, or Maskell, I should say. My apologies. But he's just done it all afternoon. They keep picking him out. So this goes to Alga. Little chip kick. So he's got plenty of time to look around as well. He might even go back to Maskell. He does.
They got the switch on too.
And they have. They've got numbers everywhere here. The Parrots.
Didn't go.
He'll go inboard. And there's a beautiful little kick into Bet Velson.
They've still got the out number on the outer side of the ground, Boxer, if they want to get it out there. But
this is how good they are. They can afford to do this as well. Darcy Hume, who you said was not playing, he's just kicked the ball down the line. And the defence of was Jack Hutchins of Sale. Gets the ball. He's got support there by McGuinness to Leslie. Chips the ball in looking for Brad Dessert, but I think it was out of bounds on the full or not before he marked it.
Mark.
It's a mark. So Brad Dessert plays on, goes to the middle of the ground where Lang is. His kick's not great. He's got a lucky support there by Taints, but the ball bounces out of his favour. He's good enough to win it back to Leslie, to Jack. That was Jack. To Lang. His chip kick inside to Ben Jones is marked. Right on centre half forward here for Sale. He goes inboard quickly, looking for McLaren.
Butcher.
Actually, it is Butcher. They all need a haircut, these young Sale players. And the Leongatha players as well. Can we do that before finals, please?
Well, the difference between Butcher and McLaren is that Butcher's been in a solarium.
Yes, he does look very tan there as well, doesn't he?
It's a nice tan, yep.
Yep, young Butcher comes in, goes around the player on the mark. His kick's shallow, and it's marked. And it looks like Alga there for the Parrots. Plays on immediately, kicks it out wide. It's Hume, is it?
Yep.
Hume.
Leongatha taking 38 marks to 16 this quarter.
So Hume's kick towards Drew, over the top of the head. This one is McLaren. Right foot chiseling, kicks a nice one, hits Johnson on the chest. He might be too far out to score though. They'll have to kick it 55 metres. Waits for the leading options. There's not too many of them.
He's got very little to go to here.
Hurley's gone forward, chips it towards Brad Dessert. Front spot, solid hands, nice mark. He was waiting and waiting for him. Had a couple of options, but they were all taken up. And in the end, the seas just opened a little bit for Brad Destin to work into.
And that was smart by Jack Johnson. We know he's an experienced footballer, but he had no options. Brad Destin had worked hard back and he's led back up. And just the way he weighted that kick was perfect for him to jump at to and clunk that.
So directly in front, Brad Destin.
If he kicks this, Sale have won the quarter to date.
I can't believe it. Directly in front. They're looking for two in a row here. The Magpies will kick it from about 35 metres in the end, and on its way it goes. He's shanked it. Pulled it to the right or to the left, whichever way you're looking at it.
Sale 2:10.22 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, trailing Leongatha 11-12-78.
He just didn't look comfortable.
No, he didn't at all.
He hasn't looked comfortable with his set shots all day.
Hume's got the goal kicking duties now. Looking out there for Garnham, who just pushed off McGuinness like a rag doll.
Good
Kicks the ball in board. He finds Burns, Jesse Burns. He pushes the ball out wide. This is where they do it a lot better. Finds Forrester, left foot kick inside, looking for Ganane on the lead. But the ball's going to push out wide and go out of bounds. Transition footy, 3 kicks are already inside their forward 50.
He doesn't look overly big in the body, Garnham. It's probably deceiving from where we're sitting, but he just disposes of that bloke before. He's so strong.
And Jonty would have had 10 or 15 kilos on him because he's a lot taller as well. So we've got a boundary throw in. Leongatha's forward 50. Ball comes over the top of the pack, not really won by anybody. Ganane's there. Will Leslie's there for sale. He's wrapped up there by Drew. Hennis is there, tries to fend off as well. He could have given away a free kick, but did it. The kick, outlet kick's not great, and it isn't great. It goes out of bounds on the full, and in the hands now of Jess Garnham. He'll look inside. He's a really goal assist player as well, and he's probably got the kick to do it as well, Beast.
Yeah, well, this is the type of player he is. He definitely take his moments, that's for sure. He's a big chance.
So Garnham, right in front of past players' bar, goes around a little bit. The kick's good, but just goes a little bit narrow, and another behind.
57-point margin in Leongatha's favour on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 11-13-79 to Sale 2-10-22.
Just as we wait for the ball to get back, I just sort of feel like there wasn't all that lot of pressure from Leongatha in that bit of play, and I feel like Cody Hennis probably put his own player under pressure. That kick out, the switch kick was on, but I think it was just overuse of the handball, and then they've just put pressure on themselves.
Ig Malesi-Smith found Hennis. Of course, our best on ground this afternoon is all thanks to Gippsland Suzuki. Cade Maskell's putting his hand up there with a big quarter, Paul Carter.
10 disposals this quarter and 6 marks.
Hennis's kick is going to be picked off by Sovereign. And Sovereign's outside 50. He'll look up for his leading targets. Oldham will lead to the pocket. He's going to lead at him now. So does Ty Hall. He decides to go laterally to find Jack Hume. And Hume will turn and go and get a bit of a run up, you think. He loves just rolling and running. And he does that, kicks it to the outer side. Oldham's out there with Burns. Over the back, Taint's got a fist on, comes to ground. Little John wrapped up from Hutchins straight away. Nowhere to go. And we'll have a ball up. Another one. 27.5 minutes gone into this third quarter for McDonald's to make it the McSmart with a new McSmart meal from Macca's for $6.95. And then the epic stack of beef, cheese, crispy onions, creamy peppercorn mayo. It's the new steakhouse stack at Macca's.
Leslie's tap out's going to find himself go out of bounds. Taint was there, but the ball was too quick for him. I got a bit of an injury. Jesus.
What happened?
I went to scratch my nose and I got the pen stuck up there.
Sounds Homer
that
Simpson
pointy end.
like that, Nick.
Man, income.
All the best with that box up.
Is there work cover? So Ben Willis gets the tap, comes to ground.
I was always told not to bick my nose.
Don't leave the jokes to me, will you?
That was better than your pre-game.
You reckon? Leslie and Willis have been going at it all afternoon, those two big bulls. Ganane wins the ball, gets the handball down to Bowman. His little left foot kick nearly should have got to Hall as well, but it didn't. Ganane backs up the kick inside to Lang. His handball's good to McLaren. Barrels it out of his defensive area. I need to be marked there too. Beautiful mark by Sovereign. Chips the ball inside and finds Darcy Hume. Hume looks for Maskell. Maskell has got plenty of time. Kicks the ball out to Nash. So they have to use it. And there we got the siren now to end the third quarter.
Well, it's 1 goal apiece in the third quarter. Only went 28 minutes, that one, as you'd expect. But it's still the Leongatha side by 57. 11-12-78 are the Parrots. Sailor 2-10-22. It is 11-13-79. Sorry, the scoreboard having a few little issues there. 11-13-79 to 2-10-22. 57 points, as we said, at three-quarter time. It is Gippsland Live on TRFM. Hopefully you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon. We've got one to go here from Sale, and we do it for Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
Everybody's favourite time of the week, it's the Gippsland League Top 5. Coming in at number 1, Braden McCarry from Bairnsdale. Everybody says get front and centre. This is why. It falls. He finishes. A great goal. Number 2, Nicholas Argento here from Leongatha. Ball comes out of the back. He gets the hand pass. Boom. What a great goal. Number 3, Jared Blair here from Wonthaggi. This is just a solid effort. Just tapped it in front of him. Still tracking the footy. Finally got it. And then he gets the good bounce through the middle. Number 4, Hunter Tatiani here from Wonthaggi. Bit of handiwork from his team, but he had to do the hard bit and put it straight through the goals. Sammy Halliburton here from Terralgan, from distance, on the run. Oh, yeah.
And it's slid through. The Maroons are in front.
That's a contender.
21-minute mark, final quarter. Sam Halliburton's put it through from 50 with a skidder. And, of course, on average, we've got some big results in round 16, just starting to open up a little bit as this margin here is 57. To get the final quarter underway, Hennis couldn't bust through a tackle and we'll have a secondary stoppage. So we'll get to it all in the post game. We'll let you know where everybody sits as well. Off the back of that stoppage was Elga. Kicks to half forward. Burns attacked it and picked it up beautifully. Handballed out to the runner in Nash. Gives it back to Burns, who will give it back to Nash again. Had 1 or 2 fumbles. Not going to get through the Lang tackle. And the umpire will ball it up. Half forward flank now for the Parrots.
You know what I love, Beast, too, is these young players that come into the side as well. They learn to play really team football the way that they're drilled and coached.
Yeah.
And they really do it well.
Leslie with a tap over the back. Lang through the stoppage with force, but kicked it straight down Maskell's throat. He's taken numerous marks this afternoon. How many marks has he taken today, Paul?
That's 12 now.
12 marks for a day. Not bad effort. And the kick's pretty handy too. Van der Pluyt.
Van der Pluyt comes in board, finds Drew. So they're still prepared to run the corridor, Leongatha. So Drew gets the ball inside 50 to a great lead to Garnham. And he marks on his chest as well. So it's just clinical football here by the Parrots. He plays on to a lead. And there was no one there too. And Oldham on his own. How can a player of the calibre of Oldham find himself on his own when the Leongatha player, they all thought that Garnham was going to have a shot at goal? But Oldham finds himself in a better position, and that's the team stuff we've spoken about all afternoon. Garnham kicks to a perfect player in Oldham. So for his 5th goal of the afternoon, he shanks it, and he shanks it hard too. Pushes it left, and it's behind to the Parrots.
11-14, 80 Leongatha on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. They're leading by 58 points over Sale, 210-22.
Get a $500 Harvey Norman gift card when you connect to a new $69 a month 100 gig SIM only Optus plan. As the Parrots outside 50, they try and go back in. Handball from Van der Pluyt, missed the target. McLaren busts through. Holmes with a little kick around the body. Going to sit for Egmalesi Smith. He missed the handball to Byron. Hennis was there as well. Now he's got company. The ball goes over for a boundary throw-in.
You could be excused, you should be excused for poor defence, but Jensen Garnham would probably normally go back and kick that 9 times out of 10. However, Oldham shouldn't be that free inside.
He shouldn't.
Exactly right. Willis with a big tap. Burns went with one hand. And now Jack Leslie had it stood up in the tackle. And another ball up.
My apologies. I said he was going for his 5th. He was actually going for his 4th. Cam Oldham, that was.
It's okay, Nick. Everyone makes mistakes.
Correct.
Let's get better, Nick.
And a free kick from that stoppage will go Hennis's way. 2 Sale boys collided, and it's 2 players you probably don't want to collide. Hennis and Lang in the end. Lang will get the free kick, it is, but they're both a bit sore. Lang's kick towards Butcher and take the mark right in the middle of Sale's main oval. Looks laterally and then kicks it towards Taints. Going back there though, Will Leslie can take the mark at half forward. Leongatha got 2 spare in the back line. Jack McLaren's got to work his way through this, and he does just nicely. Found Taints, although Taints just bombs it away. They got the spare one back. Leongatha, Maskell flew, couldn't complete the mark. Forrester was back there. Goes back onto the left foot, kicks it outside 50, although Lang will read this one better and take the mark and look to reload for the Magpies. He's too far out to score, is Shannon Lang. He does have a goal this afternoon, though, as Lang, 55 metres, top of the square. Maskell's in the right spot to mark this one and does. For his 13th mark this afternoon, Cade Maskell. Obviously needed the run last week, and he's 2nd up today, so he's in good form, and he found Marriott by foot.
Another one that probably needed this game as well is Marriott, because since quarter time, when we asked if he was going okay, he's been absolutely fantastic since then as well. His short kick finds Ganane. He's worked really hard up the ground. Kicks the ball inside to Drew. We've seen this all afternoon from the Parrots. They're happy to chip the ball around.
This is their game
get the outlet kick, and then they go. So Drew, he'll kick down the line now. He does. Commentary side of the ground. It's Leslie and Willis. Leslie gets the punch to ground. Ball comes to ground. And the littlest player there, Jesse Burns, he wins the ball. Gets the ball to Walker. Back to Burns. Back to Walker. So the young brigade are really working hard here, but his kick wasn't great. Goes over the head of Harry. Marked there by Freeman in his defensive 50. He plays on, kicks the ball inside. Hudson Holmes marks.
There's a midfielder.
In the true centre of the ground, that's number 126.
He's a real midfielder.
Said that. Kicks it, marks Jack Johnson. On half forward, plays around, kicks the ball inside 50. This is where they've really got it wrong. Egmalesi Smith finds himself on the forward line.
Shepherding.
And they've caught a shepherd here. And it's going to go against Forrester by the look of it. So Egmalesi Smith has worked down forward. He's on the top of the 15. Top of the box.
And it's my job to keep an eye on these sorts of moves within a game, and I've completely overlooked the fact that
we all do that as well.
One of the better halfbackers of the comp has gone forward.
So Egmalesi Smith comes in. He's really casual-like as well. Why wouldn't you be when you've got a foot like that? Kicks it straight over the goal umpire's head for his first of the afternoon as well.
That's now a 52-point margin in Leongatha's favour on the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard. Sale are now 3:10.28, trailing Leongatha 11:14.80. We've played 6 minutes in the final quarter.
And Daryl, Box, you've both coached football. There's really no excuse in a game of footy for lack of effort, is there? You can be down on the scoreboard, skills mightn't be going your way, umpiring decisions might be falling your way, but there's always room for effort. And I just don't feel like Sale have had enough players today that have been willing to put effort in.
I don't know if it's lack of effort. I just think that they've just been outplayed. And
I disagree a little bit. I think that you know what Leongatha do, Box.
Yeah, yep.
And they hold on to the footy. So you've got to man them up. You've got to stop that sort of chip kick across half back. So that's, I think, where the effort sort of comes from.
Yep.
When it's in their area, I think they've had a bit of a crack. But the willingness, as Beast talk about, in terms of the effort to man up and stop those forward thrusts in its tracks, that's the effort that you worry about. And they've just been able to do this far too often. And they go inside forward 50 again. Garnham will rove this one, kick around the body on the left and slam it home. And Garnham, no, he's missed it. He's pushed it across the face 7 minutes into the final quarter.
Now a 53-point margin in Leongatha's favour, 11:15.81 to Sale 3:10.28. Harvey Norman Computers.
Just what's that name coming to finals time too? Jesse Garnham. He's going to play a massive role in the makeup of the final series for the Parrots as well. So the kick out comes there. Will Leslie marks again. Could have been a free kick or mark. So Leslie back in his defensive 50s. Kick's not great. Looking for Egmalesi Smith. Pick-up was absolute class as well. Gets a little handball off to Hudson Holmes. His left foot kick's good. And it's marked there too by Kay McDonald. They're doing it really hard here, Sale. He chips the ball inside 50, but it's going to get cut off. No, it didn't. Ben Willis is there to help out as he has all afternoon. He really works hard for a big fella. Gets back too and helps out. Nash kicks the ball through, only to be chipped off there by Hudson Holmes. He tries to square the ball up to Campbell, gives him all the time in the world. Nearly got absolutely bulldozed there by Harry, but kicks the ball out wide, and it's Butcher. Marks on his chest. So they're really working the ball around half, and not real much game time here, but the ball to McLaren, his twin. He's a little bit light-skinned compared to young Butcher. As Darryl said, he's spent the week in the solarium. So McLaren, probably Sale's best player all day, kicks the ball long. There's two Sale players there. Maskell couldn't mark. Vanderpleit, Alga. Alga kicks the ball out with a real chop kick out. Only to be picked off there by Will Leslie. Will Leslie comes around, kicks the ball back inside 50. Egmalesi Smith's there. Hits him back in the back of the head, actually, as well. Ball comes to ground. Walker gets a little handball to Maskell. I'm going to get that name right. And the kick goes into Alga.
So Alga, Egmalesi Smith, flew high as well too.
They get knocked out by the ball.
Yeah, he just got twisted in the air. Would have been a miraculous mark. That kick went lateral from Alga.
Leongatha's 100th mark for the match.
That's huge numbers.
That's massive.
Bent Velzen chips it over the top. Talk about 100. Maskell just took another mark. I think that must be 15, is it, Paul?
Correct.
He's had 15 marks, and he's going to pick something off in the middle of the ground towards Big Willis. Although at the front square there was a midfielder in Holmes. Gave it to Hennis from 5 metres. He's pushed it across the face and out of bounds on the full. So the Parrots lead by 53 points in the final quarter, 9-minute mark. It is all thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Talk of effort, probably one highlight for Sale regarding the game, but Will Leslie's definitely had a crack all day. He's been in everything.
Yep.
He's definitely played with his pride on his sleeve today.
And Douse with a kick towards Byron. 55 metres out though is Byron. And Daniel will go to the top of the square. Jack Leslie can take the mark. And again, he's had a shot from here earlier in the game.
And shanked it as well.
Missed that one. This one's a bit tighter of an angle, but about the same distance, about 7 or 8 metres out from the goal. But it is very tight angle for Jack Leslie. He's going to come in. It looks like he's going to do a banana. And this time, he puts it through the middle. Jack Leslie has a contender for our Zambrero goal today. But it's all too little, too late.
And that goal brings the margin under 50 points. It's 47 points in Leongatha's favour. They're 11-15, 81 on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Sale now 4-10, 34.
I feel like Sale will maybe get the opportunity to peg this back slightly. I think Leongatha might just take their foot off the pedal a little bit, because the last probably 5 minutes, Sale have been able to play a little bit freer, and we haven't seen that all day from them. I think that might be just because of the fact that Leongatha might just be slowing down a little bit, knowing they've got this one sewn up.
And two goals in a row for the first time.
So, and that's where the scoreboard won't reflect actually how the game's really panned out. So Leslie, I'll give that one to Willis. Comes to ground, tries to rove his own ball. It was Lang there for Sale. Got the handball out. Mitch Dowse is there too. It's been a quiet afternoon. McLaren, who hasn't, been picked off there by Vanderplight. Banana kicks the ball back into 50. Marriott was there. Harry's there as well. Swings around on his left foot. The ball gets a lot of air. Not a real good chance there for Garnham to mark. And the ball trickles over the line for another behind there to the Parrots.
48-point margin now. Leongatha 11-16, 82 to Sale 4-10, 24. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard 11.5 played. Final turn.
Ball goes to the outer side. McGuinness with underground handball. Has to go again, does McGuinness. Out towards McDonald. Inboard handball to McLaren. Over the top they go to Johnson. Has to stop and prop and get crunched. A free kick will be paid. And that will go Jack Johnson's way. So Johnson looks up, decides to roll around on the right foot and kick it to the top of the 50. Leslie presents, put one hand out. Little John went back for the Parrots, and Willis will chip it over the top to Walker. They've got their overlap going. And that one is Olden, who's been a good contender for the player of the day. For Gippsland Suzuki, right foot kick to open space, just too far in front of Garnham. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in in a really tough spot for us here at the Sale Main Oval. Some big results happening at the moment in the Gippsland League. Margins uncharacteristic of how season 2024 has gone. We'll get to those in the post-game, of course. 12.5 minutes gone the final quarter. Sees Leongatha by 48 points.
Boundary throw-in. Ball comes to the ground. Tainch is there for Sale. Tries to fend off. Tackled well. Goes in hard with Stewart. And he's been done for holding the ball then too, Stewart. So I'll throw in the ball. So a good tackle there by Tainch, where you saw that Stewart had full momentum as well too. So it could have been danger for Sale if the tackle wasn't held like that. So Tainch kicks the ball long to the centre of the ground. Ganane's there for Leongatha. Benny Willis, the biggest bloke there, gets a handball. Handballs it while he's trotting backwards. Gets the ball inside to Harry. He's always dangerous in these situations. Ball comes out wide. It's Olden as well, who's, like Scud said, is a contender for...
Oh, gee
he held the tackle back too, Leslie, as well. That could have been dangerous.
Campbell.
Is it Campbell, is it? So Thomas Campbell, he really pulled back that tackle because it had the momentum to be a sling tackle as well. So Campbell kicks the ball inside the middle of the ground. Desson couldn't mark. Actually, it wasn't Desson, it was Hurley. Ball comes to ground. Bowman picks the ball up. We've got a Leongatha player down. Looks like Ganane. Keep an eye on that one there, Beast. Marriott, great little handball inside to Walker. Walker kicks the ball inside 50 in a danger spot there for Harry. He's going to run onto this. Get the handball over the top. There's Leongatha players everywhere. Look at the team thing here.
Good kick.
Kicks the ball over. Little John plays in and kicks the goal as well. So Cam Olden's kick was absolutely amazing. Little John, perfect spot. He had 3 players to choose. Little John was in the perfect spot, and it was a good finish there as well.
Yeah, just watching Jack Ganane. He's got up a little bit sheepishly. His teammates got around him. I don't know if he just copped a nice little one there, but the trainer's out to him, so he'll be okay. But easy as you like for Leongatha, isn't it? It's just they continue on their merry way.
And they are 9 goals clear at the moment. Beast, 14 minutes into the final quarter. Leongatha 12-16-88, leading Sale 4-10-34. Harvey Norman Computer Scoreboard.
I'd like to give you 2 scores from 2 Tiger games this afternoon. The one in the AFL, they couldn't get over the line there for you, Scud. North Melbourne victors there by 13 points, 90-77.
It's a huge comeback. We were in control when we were 1 point up.
And in the Gippsland League, it's a 27-point lead to the Morwell Tigers as well.
All right, they go forward to the Leongatha side. Magpies, I should say. And Igmalesi Smith goes backwards by hand to Tainch and found Mitch Dowse 40 metres out directly in front. So Dowse will have a shot on goal. Getting late in the day. No rain this afternoon on this Saturday afternoon football. Has been a little bit overcast, but conditions been absolutely perfect. No breeze really to speak of. Gippsland is a vast region, so we might have had a bit of rain where you might be listening. But right here in Sale, no breeze, no rain as Dowse puts it through the middle. And the Magpies have got 3 in the last quarter.
And it brings the margin back to 48 points in Leongatha's favour on the Harvey Norman Computer Scoreboard. Leongatha 12-16-88 and Sale now up to 5-10-40.
And they'll want to finish off strong, Sale, because the scoreboard does not reflect the type of team Sale are. So I've got no doubt out in the ground. They'll want to try and finish off strong, at least win this quarter, go into the end of the game in the next week with a little bit more confidence because some results are falling the way that against Sale, basically, as it stands today.
There's a week bye next week and then, of course, into that following week. So they've got an extra week to think about it. But the big game that will be Sale and Morwell after the bye. That's going to be a huge one as Lang kicks it to half forward. They storm out to meet it. Oh, Bent Velzen came the other way. He got his legs taken out. Leongatha, there's players down. Looks like a player concussed, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bent Velzen has a leg injury as well.
Yeah, you can see he's
able to stand up.
Leongatha players are calling for the stretcher already, the players.
That's Cooper Elga, 2 down at the ground level. And Elga just got absolutely crunched.
The umpire's called for the stretcher.
And Marriott's gone down to help him as well. Just good to see from your teammates. They're very concerned for him. Forrester's there as well, and gee, that did look nasty. He had going back the other way. The 2 forwards were steaming out. Bent Velzen was one of those. He had nowhere to go as Cooper Elga just continued on his path and took his legs out from Bent Velzen and probably flushed it straight around the neck head area.
Yeah, it looked like he sort of snapped his head back.
Yeah. So we'll have a bit of a stoppage in play here for a little moment. We'll stick with it for a moment. We'll just go through how the scores look at the moment. Obviously, Leongatha are in total control. We've ticked over 17 minutes of the final quarter, so we'll keep an eye on it. If we need to go to a break, we've got the guys back there will be able to put us to a break. We won't do that just at the moment, but if anything continues here, we might get to that one. So at the moment, it is Leongatha leading. They lead by 48 points. It certainly has been their afternoon. Cam Olden has 3 goals this afternoon, 2 goals to Jack Ganane and Jensen Garnham. Singles there to Tommy Marriott, Kim Drew, Jay Walker, Cade Maskell and Will Littlejohn. Sale have had a tough afternoon. They only managed 2 goals in a half. In 3 quarters. But they've kicked 3 in this final quarter. All singles goal scorers so far: Shannon Lang, Derek Igmalesi Smith, Mitch Dowse, Jack Leslie, and Brad Descent is the goal scorers there for the Magpies. Might have some around the ground scores. Daniel Hutchison's with us for Carpet Country this afternoon, and these around the ground scores are all thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture.
Yeah, thank you, Darryl. Over at Wonthaggi, it's Wonthaggi 13.886 to Bairnsdale 3.826. Over at Moe, we've got 11.16 Moe 82 to Maffra 10.565. More look like they're in a little bit more control now. 12.10.82 to Warrigal 6.13.49. And Traralgon look like they're going to have a nice win on their home deck. 21.6.132 to Druin 15.5.95.
All right, thanks, Beast. Just to let you know, back here, Cooper Elga is up. He's being helped off the field by 2 trainers, but he is walking. Certainly being helped by the trainers. Looks obviously extremely groggy, as you'd expect. Concussion protocols will come into play here, and with the bye next week, that certainly will help him. But he has had some concussion issues over the years. And of course, as we know, we've spoken to Cooper a number of times. He plays with the goggles on and the glasses that he has on. Obviously, he has no sight in, I think it's the left eye. And has been an absolute to come back from that injury that he has had, non-football related, mind you, but to come back from that and played some great football at Warragul, but also now coming across to Leongatha as well this year, has played some fantastic football. So he is alert, he is up and moving, and he's just made his way off the ground, and the game is back underway here.
All right, so we've got Willis hits the ground, Lang's there for sale, tries to bullock his way through, was tackled there by Ganane. There's a quick kick out by Forrester. It's going to be a one-on-one here, 2-on-3, but Harry meets the ball hard. Turns, kicks. His kick's not great. Might find touch here, though. Freeman's there for sale. Ball comes to ground. Garnham. He wins it, though. Gives it off to... Oh, he didn't pick it up there. Hume's there to support. Now he gets it to Hume. Marriott has plenty of time there, too, because the kick's going to come around and find... Oh, Ty Hall should have been a free kick.
Play on.
The umpire said no. I do not know what game the umpire's watching there, Beast.
Probably not the one at this ground, Box.
I don't know what was happening there. Young Ty Hall had his head ripped off, but the umpire said play on. So we've got a throw in. Forward pocket for Leongatha. So Leslie, good tap out. Only to be picked off there by Kim Drews. Left foot snaps, not great. Nearly marked there by Garnham. McGuinness was good enough to get back and rushes the ball through for another behind for the Parrots.
12-17-89. Leongatha 49 points ahead of Sale, who are 5-10-40.
And not that he'll mind Cade Maskell, but he's just come back on the ground to replace Cooper Alga. He actually had the tracksuit on. I reckon they were just about to put him on ice for the day, but he is back out there again. So he just continue on where he left off, Cade Maskell.
Well, there he is. He taps it forward. Jesse Burns is out there. Tried the dying argue, slipped underneath the tackler and got one high and will win the free kick. They're looking for 50, and they're not going to get it at the moment. 49 points is a margin late in this quarter. Might go 30 minutes with that incident with Cooper Elgar. Just taking his time with the concussion there coming off. So on the outer side is Jesse Burns. He puts his right foot into it. A big pack. Harry will fly. Can't complete the mark. Ground level there is Garnham. Gives a handball out. He missed his teammate, Leslie. Slick handball out to Lang. He goes backwards by hand to Tainch. And Tainch goes to Campbell. His right foot kick clearing towards the wing area. McLaren's got the sit on it. Couldn't complete the mark. Good work by Darcy Hume. The Parrots will go forward again. Sovereign gave a quick handball off to a teammate who got it to half forward. And over the shoulder free kick this time's going to Jensen Garnham on the outer side.
And Sale can ill afford to probably get any injuries out of this game, gents. But looks like Zach Hurley's been helped off the ground by the runner. He's got both knees strapped and he's limping quite bad. So
yeah, it looks like a player come across his knee. I was watching that for its centre half back there too. But the ball's inside 50 here for Leongatha. Ganane was there. He was wrapped up by Campbell. And we've got a ball up. Danger zone here for Sale. So Leslie taps the ball back to Holmes. He couldn't win the ball. I think he's going to be happy just to win a throw in here. And we have, and he's got a throw in. Hurley looks like he's in a bit of trouble here too on the boundary line as well. So keep an eye on that one, Beast. I don't think we're going to see him for the rest of the afternoon.
No, I think he's done.
So we've got a throw in. Forward pocket for the Parrots. The lights have come on here at the City Sales main oval. Leslie plucks it out of the air. Ball was smothered, but Campbell was there for Sale. Just bombs the ball long. It's going to be lucky enough where Mitch Dowse, who could have marked, punches the ball forward. Then there's 3 or 4 Leongatha players who have worked hard, but we've given away a free kick, though, in the end as well. And that free kick was against young Sovereign. So Mitch Dowse, true centre of the ground here. Goes in short. The kick wasn't great again. Picked off by Kim Drew. Beast is shaking his head going, what is going on here?
Ran too far.
Wow. I don't know if that was 15 metres or not. But anyway, Nick Cullis, the umpire here, he knows what he's doing out there. So he's seen what I didn't see. So Ben Jones, he's got it. Little chip kick in as well. This one's better. Finds Mitch Dowse. He's found a bit of the footy in the last 5 or 10 minutes as well. He's got Tainch out wide, and he finds him. So this is what they've done all afternoon, Beast, is they've gone the long way home. And there's a third kick in, and they've gained about 20 metres. So Hudson Holmes marks just outside his 50, but deep on the far side. He's got players leading, but Leongatha have got enough players back. And again, that man again, Scud,
Maskell
has marked again.
Mark number...
That's 15 now.
So 15 marks in the afternoon. Not a bad little result there for Cade. Kicks the ball long. McGuinness punches hard. Garnham there at the fall of the footy. Gets the ball down to Jesse Burns. He couldn't pick the ball up, but his tackle was just as good.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, the umpire's called a sling, and it was probably pretty close, and a good call there by the umpire.
Did look a little dangerous.
So Douse has it out of side. 25 minutes just ticked over in the final quarter. Leongatha will win this one and stay on top of the ladder in the Gippsland League. Kicks down the line. Out the back was Lang. Gives a handball off to Douse, who got it forward again. And now they shuffle it out to Jack Johnson. Somehow gets it to Jones. Did a don't argue and goes slung down in the tackle when he got ball to boot and missed everything. It goes through for a minor score. The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, it's up to 20% off Acer and Lenovo laptops, desktops, all in ones as well.
5:11:41 to 12:17:89. Leongatha's ahead.
I'll head down now. I need a new laptop too, Scud. Might do a bit of wheeling and dealing down there.
20% off.
Oh, Harry again. It's a great mark. We see that week in, week out from Harry as well. Kicks the ball inside to Garnham, who finds himself on the wing here again. He's calling players forward. He just wants to lead it with Stewart. He marks in between 4 Sale players as well, mind you, so the kick was perfect. So Stewart goes in long, looking for Harry. He could mark at the fall of the ball. It's all Sale at the moment. It's Lang. He's beaten there by Ganane. Harry again puts the ball at the top of the square. The bouncer's going to favour Little John. It doesn't. Mitch Douse worked hard enough to get back. And we've got a point. And we got a free kick. So the umpire's called a free kick or not?
Yes.
Yes, he has.
Tainch.
So Tainch has won himself a free kick here.
Talk about the work rate of a bloke like Tom Marriott. He's just ran off the ground straight through an area where he could have probably picked up a couple more touches, but he just was that spent. He's got to the bench and he's just bent over on his haunches. Absolutely knackered.
Johnson goes to Holmes, and Holmes in the defensive 50 goes down the middle of the ground dangerously. Campbell put one hand up. Garnham was there clean. Gives a handball back to Olden. He's been busy to Drew, and Drew inside forward 50, although a little bit errant kick. Hutchins will take the mark for the Magpies in front of Jackson Harry. It's Hutchins now. Kicks towards the grandstand side. Butchers the target. Finds him. Quickly gives a hand off to the runner. And that runner's Andrew Campbell. Has a bounce. Handball forward towards McDonald. And McDonald just kicks high. Willis in the front spot with big Leslie. Leslie one hand. Ball to ground. Maskell's there. Handball went to Leslie again. That's Jack. And he fell over. And Nash wrapped him up in a tackle.
This is the sort of stuff I wanted to see Beast during the day, where Sale are going to start changing things up in their forward line, just so they've got these contests happening.
The ball comes out the back for the Magpies, and Butcher becomes the tackler.
So too little, too late.
Too little, too late. 27, three-quarter minutes gone. 48-point margin. Big moments all thanks to the Mall Bowling Club. Leongatha blew this apart in the opening and sock it off the ground out of midair. Was Jones to put it through for the Magpies. It is a contender for our Zambrero goal today, but there might have been an earlier one that might have just pipped him. But that's a good one for Jones. Now all of a sudden, Sale have got 4-1 goals in this final quarter, Beast.
Yeah, well, I mean, where's he pulled that from? He might have been, might be a new recruit for the Matildas, because they definitely needed something like that during the Olympics. So he probably playing the wrong game, this bloke. Good soccer player by the looks of him.
Margin back to 42 points in Leongatha's favour. 28-minute mark of the final quarter. The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Leongatha 12-17-89. Leading Sale 6-11-47.
A couple of mates asked me today if Trent Paulette was playing. And I said, no, he's not. Not today.
You've been very good today, Nick Lucchino. Haven't stuffed anybody's name up all afternoon. Over to you to close us out.
Thank you very much, Scud. Means a lot to me.
There's always time. There's 2 minutes.
Time.
2 minutes to go.
So big John Stud, Ben Willis, wins the ball back.
Depends
how
you pronounce Maskell. Yeah. Because there's been a few different ones.
Is it Maskell?
Depends which. It's Maskell.
Maskell, there you go. So I've said it right a few times. Leslie wins the ball down again. We're going to have another ball up. So true centre here on Sale's main oval. Lights are on. Leslie wins it down. Melissa Smith's there as well. Forrester, he was wrapped up. Drew's there for Leongatha. And they tell you what, there was still, Leongatha players are still going at it now. The umpire,
Not a
furthest away from the contest, has found a free kick. It's going to go to Egmalesi Smith, I reckon. And it is.
little burst of energy in there by both players.
Yeah, both Leongatha players really brought it to him, both. But Egmalesi Smith was really quick to get the kick inside 50.
There it is.
There we go.
Nah, Egmalesi Smith, I got it right. Don't start that. His kick was good. Goes inside. Jack Johnson's good lead. This is what we saw in the first quarter. We haven't seen it since again. That's hard lead up.
That movement, they just struggled with any movement down forward.
And the defensive 50, I mean, the defensive work of Leongatha inside that 50 has been incredible today. Only because they pushed numbers down. And you can see how much numbers now still. We've been playing 30 minutes. And Leongatha's work rate. As the siren goes to end the game this afternoon, it's the coach of Sale, Jack Johnson, has the last kick of the afternoon to add another goal to the Sale side, and he has done that as well. So there's a way to finish their scud for Sale with the coach kicking the last goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, exactly right. And to end the game, they've kicked, 6 goals in the second half to 2 to close it out. Unfortunately, the first half was the tail of the tape. They lose by 36 points in the end, and it was 12-17. 89 Leongatha getting over the top of Sale on their home deck, 7-11-53. The last time Sale lost on their home deck was way back in round 4 of the Gippsland League. Well, today Leongatha came here and put on an absolute display. 36-point margin in the end. We've got the post-game coming up after the break. We'll have a chat to one of the key players from Leongatha and, of course, get to our Zambrero goal of the day. Get you up to date with all the scores across Gippsland and the Valley. And you are listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.